Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight, I have Stu Wally. Tonight, we're going to talk about the shocking England squad that's from Thomas Tuchel. What's going on? So many players dropped, and one of the biggest ones is our own Harry Maguire. Why isn't Harry Maguire in the squad? We will talk about it. Luke Shaw also dropped. Good thing is, Kobbie Mainoo is in it. Adam Wharton is dropped. Jordan Henderson will probably be in it. Nothing official until tomorrow because then the squad will be out. But guys, we have so much to talk about. We will also talk a little bit about my beloved Norway. The squad was official today. No big bombas, but I will go through it with you because, as you know, we will do some watch-alongs during the World Cup, both with England and Norway. People, tune in, get your comments in, smash the like early, and there will also be some Man United stuff. We will talk about Ederson. There have been some links now with the Atalanta Ederson. Also, the Tonali rumors has come back a little bit, and Man United apparently are going for Ederson and Tonali. Go figure. I don't know what's going on, but we know it's almost silly season. We know that Carrick will drop some of the first teamers, and there will be some academy players in the last game against Brighton. So we will also look at that and see who might be potentially playing. We know there are players like Okonki who has been training really well with the first team lately, so maybe we will see him in that game. And we will talk a little bit about the money that's coming in. Apparently, we are waiting for £104 million to in sales for Man United this summer. So there will be much to talk about. Guys, smash the like, subscribe, and we will be back after the short intro as usual. So see you in a second. Yes, boom, 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 and welcome to the Tactical Devils. As usual, it's Thursday night, it's 9 p.m., and we are doing a show, second show of the week, yes.
Yeah.
And we have a game coming on Sunday, is it 3 p.m. we are playing?
Yeah, everyone's kicking off at 3 p.m. Yeah,
so we will see if we will have the time to do a little bit of a preview for that game tonight, or maybe we will do it on Friday or Saturday. We will see what time it brings. So yes, guys, I see a lot of people have tuned in already. I just want to say hi to everybody before we bring in Mr. Stu Woolley. And we have Tom Porter in the house coming in and say, good evening, everyone. Big up, Tom Porter. Always good to see you. And you're always coming in early with the comments. Thank you, Tom Porter. We have Bilal, I Am Titanium, coming in and saying, big up, guys. Big up, Bilal. I hope you're great, my friend. He comes in and say, agents shouldn't be allowed to disclose the squad announcements. It's killed the idea of suspense. Yes, I agree in a sense, but there have been so many leaks today. Who's in, who's out. Nothing official, but I have the squad, at least the squad I believe that will be announced tomorrow. So we will have a look at it. We have Danny B, big up, Irish Pit Terrier, big up. We have Johnny Crew Mode in the house, comes in and say feel for Harry Maguire, but this is good for United. So many of our players missing the World Cup. Some are off fresh for season. A few signings of players also not going in the World Cup. We will be strong next season. That's a good take. That's also the positive spin. Johnny Kermode always keeping the positive spin.
Yeah.
And we have Wiki in the house. Big up Wiki.
Did you take it properly? Wiki.
I said Wiki.
You can't say Vicky. You're not allowed to say
Wiki with a W.
Hey, sweetie.
Big up Wiki. Wiki looking lovely in that Man United shirt.
United top. Look at that beauty.
I'm wearing the Norway top tonight because we are going to go through the Norway squad also. We have Grace Sheridan coming in and say Ronaldo has just won the league 4-1 win. Wow. Ronaldo. What a legend that player is. Monty is in the house. Is it just me? Who else? We have Dan. Big up, Dan. I hope you're well. Big up, everyone. Big up, Dan. Big up, big up. And the Basis is in the house. Our man finally won the league. Yes. That's good. What's going on? I am Titanium. I'm really annoyed, guys. Tell us.
Big Harry.
Tell us.
Big
Share.
Harry. He's pissed with Big Harry, and rightly so.
Yes, dude. Tell us about your instant reaction. Your guy. I think you have to be Harry Maguire's biggest fan out there. You have been supporting Harry for
absolutely.
Since the Leicester days.
Yeah, I have. Look, first of all, good evening, everybody. Lovely to see the Devilish Tacticos again coming on supporting our show, yes. Jarvis. We're starting, believe it or not, our sister channel or our backup channel, whatever we want to call it, is starting to get some views. So people are going over and just clicking the odd view here and there, you know, the odd 1 or 2 likes. If you could keep doing that, because we need to get the views up on our backup channel just in case we have any issues on that. So thank you very much for that as well. You'll know which one it is because it's got a blue tinge to the Devilish Tacticos logo. So it's got a blue background, Jarvis.
Yes, and I always make a thumbnail with a different background color.
Yes.
So
and it's
red
lovely.
is
very
the main
nice.
channel, the blue is for the backup channel.
It's quite nice, isn't it? It's like our second kit. It's our second kit, basically, is what we've got with the backup channel. So if you could do that for us, that's great. But what I would say, Harry Maguire, a couple of things. It's more player driven, this, which I quite like.
Yeah.
And Harry Maguire is never going to clearly turn out for England. Again, I wouldn't think under Tuchel. Once you don't make the World Cup squad, the chances of you going to the Euros are quite slim, especially at Harry's age. So I think he's probably decided I'm not going to sit down quietly and take that. And he's stuck 2 things up to Tuchel, stuck 2 things up to the FA and everybody associated with England. Now, we don't know the full squad. I think Jarvis is pretty much on the nail with what he's got. And there are notable absentees that we've all heard. But big Harry Maguire, to lose out to somebody like Dan Burn is catastrophic because we don't need Dan Burn back.
Yeah,
we're capable of doing, and he's not going to play. He's not going to start as a first teamer in the league games or the group games at the World Cup. So I don't really know what Dan Burn is doing there. You need experience in World Cup squads. You need somebody who's been to the Euros and somebody who performs. Now, people can say what they like about Harry Maguire's Manchester United career, his Leicester career, his Hull career, his Sheffield United career, but he's never really let us down too much for England. But people don't like Harry Maguire. They just don't like him. They've taken a dislike to him. And a lot of England fans will be quite happy with it. People like the Devilish Tacticos who know what Maguire has done for us this season will be quite rightly disappointed he hasn't made it. I thought he was a shoo-in to go, actually. I'm really shocked. I know, Ezra Konsa's gone up there, has made it. Is he better than Harry Maguire? I don't know. But there's big. John Stones hasn't played half the fucking season. He's been injured.
No, he's been injured. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't rely on him. Gahey, no problem. It was going to be Gahey plus, wasn't it? We knew that. But it should have been Gahey plus Maguire. It's likely to be Gahey plus Stones. From what Tuchel says.
Yeah, we have Stones like Konsa. It's Konsa, Gahey, Dan Burn, John Stones. So why the hell didn't he pick Harry Maguire? I think he's miles ahead of a lot of these guys.
He is. He's miles ahead of Stones at the moment because he's been playing and Stones hasn't. So, I don't get that one. It's not like we're short of good, solid defenders in the England squad. And so fair play to him for coming out. I'm glad he's come out. But there's other noticeable absentees. Lewis Hall, for fuck's sake. Lewis Hall. Dan Burn gets another Lewis Hall. Are you having a fucking laugh? I mean, seriously.
I get your frustrations, Stu.
I can't get my head around that one. I really can't. I'm absolutely flummoxed. Jordan fucking Henderson. I get you need experience, but why are you filling experience with players that aren't likely to start? You know, you've got to feel for Wharton out of Palace.
Wharton, yeah, but you know, I understand because this is very strong competition for
Yeah, we knew
those
Alex
two
Scott. We
spots.
knew Alex
Yeah.
Scott wouldn't go. I would imagine
Alex Scott,
Wharton.
Wharton,
I
you know,
knew. I would imagine Scott and Wharton will be on the standby list.
Elliot Anderson and I mean
Elliot
Declan
Anderson's
Rice.
going to
Declan
start.
Rice has been
Start.
is the player of the season for Arsenal, the highest rated player at least.
And there you're starting two, and we knew
Yeah.
that. We knew it would be Anderson, Rice, Bellingham. We kind of knew that.
And our own Kobbie Mainoo is in that squad. Miraculously, after not playing a game until Christmas, and then suddenly Carrick came in, and now he turned everything around. Yeah,
which is great, and I'm delighted for Kobbie. I don't think he'll start. He'll probably come off the bench, but that's absolutely fine. No Cole Palmer, didn't make it. No Phil Foden, not surprised. It's hardly played for City. So there's a couple of real strange ones for me. If you've got it, can you pull it up, Jarvis, so that the guys can see what we think? This is what we think.
Yeah, well, we don't know anything.
We don't know.
This squad will be official tomorrow, but with all the leaks, the players who is left out, we probably have a gist over who will play. So I just want to say hi to all the late arrivals, Lumba Piri Gaming, Simp, and who else did I see? I saw a lot of names. Is it just me? And Eddie's Football Waffle. Big up, Eddie. Hope you're well. Always coming in, dropping a like and listening in. Big up, Eddie. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. And whenever you want to come on the show, Eddie, let me know. You know, I know we've done shows together. You know, we did the FA Cup final show, Eddie and me, when we played Manchester City 4 years ago. Yeah. We did a live reaction on Pig's channel. There was like 25,000 people watching us live at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah, big up, Eddie. I hope you're well, my friend. Yeah. Wissa is also in the house, coming in and say no Palmer, no Foden. I get it. So happy for Kobbie. We done right with him. Yes, that's the thing. That's a positive for tonight. So let's just bring out the squad and Stu. Go through it. Tell me your
goalkeepers. I've got no problem with. Pickford's our best English goalkeeper, Dean Henderson and James Trafford. So I think if James Trafford had a full season at City, although he started off extremely rocky, as we all know. The first couple of games of the season he was poor, but he hasn't had a chance to really show. But I think that's a fair assessment. Let me pick who I believe should be going from the defenders out of that group. Very happy with Mark Gay. Very happy with that. Trevor Chalobah, really happy with that. I've got no problem with Chalobah. I've got no problem with Reece James. I think anybody would be okay with that. Miles Lewis-Skelly, Jed Spence. I know Tottenham had a wretched season, but he's not had a bad season individually.
Jed Spence is decent, yeah.
Ezri Konsa, Villa, okay. You can't necessarily argue with that. Quansah and Stones, those are big doubts, and Dan Burn is a no-no. I don't get Dan Burn's inclusion. Tuchel will talk about him being versatile, can play left back, can play centre half. I think he was found out in the Champions League, and he's been found out this season as a Premier League player. So I don't think he gets it. Does he get in over Lewis Hall? For me, absolutely no chance. That is, for me, is an absolute. But you're missing. Oh, you've got Nico O'Reilly. Now, Nico O'Reilly in the midfielders, Jarvis, is likely to play left back.
Yeah, it's just I asked I asked ChatGPT to make this chart because there were so many rumors. I couldn't do it myself. I didn't have the time. So
Nico O'Reilly's likely to play.
Take everything with a pinch of salt. You know how it's.
You may lose. In fact, I would swap Miles Lewis-Kelly and stick in midfield and put Nico O'Reilly at left back. So I think Nico O'Reilly. So your starting back is likely to be Pickford. It's likely to be Reece James, and I've got no issue with that. Likely to be Nico O'Reilly, right and left back.
Yeah.
James right back, O'Reilly left back. Then
Mark Gay will start, and
it should be Mark Gay and Harry Maguire is what it should be, but it's likely to be Mark Gay, and I'm sorry to say, everybody, John Stones. If he passes a fitness
I would
test,
rather play Konsa than John Stones.
I would rather play Konsa, but I think he wants to play John Stones. That's what I think it will be. Going into the midfield, so my removals would be Stones, Kwanzaa, and Dan Burn. Those would be my removals, and I'd just bang in Harry Maguire because he's better than all three of them put together, and I'll bang in Harry Maguire. So that's who I would remove from there. I would even be tempted to put Aidan Heaven in over Dan Burn, to be brutally honest with you, pal. But anyway, what do we know? Midfield, that looks about right to me. Declan Rice is going to start. Jude Bellingham and Elliot Anderson. Those are likely to be your starters. Great for Eze, Premier League winner. Good player. Morgan Rogers been fantastic for Villa last night. I mean, he was just absolutely superb. And our very own Kobbie Mainoo, which again is absolutely brilliant. Eddie, he's been injured all season, or most of the season. John Stones, Eddie, I'm as perplexed as you are. So that's But I would have put Heaven in. I think Heaven's way better than Kwanzaa. I have to take Kwanzaa rather than Kwanzaa.
But Stu, going into the midfield, we have a player like Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, well, I was about
to come to 56 or is it 50?
Yeah, he's a bit older than me, I think.
57.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I love this one from Berber, John Stoneage. Brilliant, absolute quality. Lovely, that one. The problem with Jordan
Henderson have had, by the way, a brilliant season for Brentford. He's been doing really well.
Tuchel rates him. Henderson was on the periphery, not even getting a sniff until Tuchel came back in and brought him straight back in. So he rates him. For me, I'd take Henderson out and I'd bang Wharton in. So that's what I would do. I get we need some kind of leadership in there, but that's what Declan Rice is there for. That's what Jude Bellingham's there for. That's what Elliot Anderson's there for. You don't need to look at Jordan Henderson for leadership. So Henderson out for me, Wharton in, Adam in. Or Jarvis, Alex Scott. Either of those two I'll be happy with. In
Alex Scott, I think he's a brilliant player.
He
did really well the other night against Manchester City. I think he ran the show. Brilliant, yeah. Especially that first half. I think it was man of the match in that first half. But going into that midfield, we see Elliot Anderson, we see Declan Rice. The
reason I say switch Miles Lewis, Skelly, Nico O'Reilly is Arteta's been playing Skelly in the midfield, middle of the park, and he's been performing admirably. So I still think those two are in, but switch groups. Up front, Harry Kane, Saka. Rashford's done well to push himself back into the to the fray. Anthony Gordon, no. No. Dominic Solanke injured. So I don't know about that one.
Dominic Solanke, why is he in the squad?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. He's already kicked a ball.
What about Welbeck? Where's Welbeck into all of this?
Again, Solanke out for me, Welbeck in. Gordon. I mean, there's an obvious choice there, which I'm not going to bring up because I don't want to bring up because I don't want him anywhere near the squad. But there is an obvious choice. I don't think Gordon has done enough for me.
No.
Ivan Toney, I get that. He's the top goal scorer in Saudi Arabia, and Ollie Watkins. So Harry Kane, Saka, Rashford, happy with those. Not Gordon nor Solanke for me at all. I think Solanke is, I would have brought Welbeck in.
What about Ivan Toney? Is it 42 or 44 goals he scored in the Saudi League this season? So he's been banging in those goals.
He's been banging in the goals.
Although it's a Saudi League, but...
My two replacements, Gordon out, and I know this won't be popular because Gordon's a winger stroke attacking player, but you got Bukayo Saka in there, you got Rashford in there, you got Watkins who can play out wide. I would bring in Welbeck and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I'd take Gordon out, and I would take it. Can you just take that? Let me take that off.
Yeah. Sorry.
And I wouldn't have Solanke. So Gordon and Solanke out for me, DCL and Welbeck in. So I don't think it's a very balanced squad at all, Jarvis. I think the 11. Do you know what the problem is that we've got? The problem that England have got is the 11 picks itself, and that's always dangerous with a squad of players when the 11 picks itself. You need a headache. You need 15 players that are going to give you a headache. You need 15 players, 16 players that can play, and you've got no problems. Yeah, that 11 picks itself, and to me, that's an issue. I've always said that when coaching, I need a headache. You want a headache. Now, I know when you go through the Norway team, there's more of a headache, isn't there, with Norway about who you could play and who you couldn't play over an initial starting 11. Because you've got a good squad of players. So for me, the 11 picks itself, and that's problematic.
And also a lot of good comments. So let's just do this from Grace coming in with this beautiful super chat, £5 from Grace Cheddar, then coming in and say, who cares about England? Ballon d'Or, Dalot has made the Portugal squad. The Portuguese Cafu is going to tear up the World Cup like he has done all season long. Grace, you're beautiful, Grace, coming in with the Dalot thing. You know, I love your sense of humor and all of this. You know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
The Portuguese cafe is the best. Yes, that is absolutely superb. That's cracked me up. That is. I love the Portuguese cafe.
But you know, the Portuguese squad is out, and there was a lot of players who didn't make the Portuguese squad. Mateus Fernandes, for example, he didn't make the Portuguese squad.
No, so
again, you know, it's not for everyone to make the Portuguese squad. So it's a big achievement for Dalot, and you know, it's at least we have some Man United players, and that's my other question for you, Stu. Yeah, Grace cracks me up.
You know, she's a
Portuguese Cafu.
I know it's one of her good ones. That one.
Yeah.
So
we have always been used to a lot of Man United players in the England squad. You know, we have been historically we have been the spine of the English teams, and you know, we all remember Beckham's goals, Rio, Neville, all of them. You know, playing all the time, and now, we have one.
Yeah, well, our problem is, Jarvis,
we have one, or you can include Marcus Rashford, so we have officially two players.
Yeah, well, he's still a Manchester United player at the moment, isn't he? So the problem is that we are developing footballers. You know, like we're bringing in Heaven, but you know, we're buying, you know, and the players that we bought from the Premier League are non-English, you know, Brazilian, and both speak Portuguese and play for Milan. Absolutely. And so we're not producing English players, so to speak, are we? You know, So our problem is that we when you look at our starting 11, you know, Kobbie Mainoo gets in and Luke Shaw. That are English. Our front three are Slovenian and Cameroonian and Brazilian.
Yeah.
Then we've got a Portuguese and a Brazilian, one Englishman. We've got an Ivory Coast if Ahmad plays. Then we've got Portugal. And we've got either Holland or we've got Argentina. We've got Belgium in goal. So we've only got two English players actually playing in our starting 11. So
I'll be honest with you, Stu. I'd rather take Aiden Heaven as a centre back in the World Cup squad.
I would have taken Heaven over Dan Burn. I would have taken Dan Burn, Aiden Heaven over Dan Burn, Kwanzaa, not Konza, but Kwanzaa, and John Stones all day long. We should have been having two. We know that, Gracie. We know that.
Sorry for laughing. You know, the absurdity is so funny. You know, I love that type of humor, and it's not about Dalot. It's just the absurdity. It's hilarious.
It's so funny. It's so funny. But you know, and Heaven, we hadn't seen Heaven play for 8 games, had we, or 9 games, and then all of a sudden he had to play, and he was phenomenal for us.
And suddenly he was out again.
And now he's out again because Martinez is down. I don't like Carrick doing that.
He doesn't get 2 minutes on the pitch.
And I don't like Carrick for doing that. You don't always have to bring in Martinez. You don't have to bring him back.
I agree.
You don't.
I agree.
And so Heaven would have been, I thought Heaven might go. If Heaven had had a full season, he might have had a chance, but John Stones is a disgrace. I think Tuchel's, why are you laughing? We're not laughing at you, Gracie.
No.
We're laughing with you. We're laughing with you. I think for me that Tuchel, I think he's bitten off more than he can chew. He doesn't know the English game.
No. That's a problem with Thomas Tuchel. But how do you rate England's chances when going into the World Cup? There will be more about the World Cup. It's just for now that you have the 90% of the squad at least.
We were never going to win the World Cup. We're not good.
So enough. You don't see England as an outsider. You still have Harry Kane. You still have Declan Rice.
I think we'll go deep in the tournament. We'll go deep in the tournament. We'll go probably semi-finals. But I don't think we're good enough to win it. No, not at all. Can we beat Portugal? Maybe. Can we beat France? Unlikely. There are some. Could we beat? Okay, here's a question. Then, could we beat Denmark?
Most definitely, I believe England will.
Could we beat Norway?
Yes.
Do you think we beat Norway?
Yeah,
it wouldn't be easy. It won't be easy at all.
No, I can agree on that one. But England will be huge favorites when they meet a team like Norway, Denmark. I think even England has a stronger team than Portugal. Sorry, Grace. I think they have a better team than Netherlands. I think they have a better team than Belgium. Those teams. But I think Spain is still stronger. France is still stronger. Brazil is still stronger. Argentina.
Germany will be tough to beat.
Germany. So there will be like 5, maybe 6 other countries.
Japan are no slouches. Japan are no slouches.
No.
And then you've got you've got some of the African teams. It's going to be very, very, very,
Senegal looks extremely strong, by the way.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult.
Proper team. They have so many great players in the French league and also in the Premier League. So again,
So that's the point I was making about Haaland against our centre backs. Because if Haaland's on his, because they play better. City don't play to Haaland's strengths at the moment. We've all seen that. He only got his goal by luck, didn't he? Against Bournemouth, not playing to his strengths, but you do. You do play to his strengths. You've got a good all-round side. You've got a really good holding player in Sanderberger. You've got Hauger. You've got a good side. I don't think you're probably strong between. You're not that strong between the posts, are you, goalkeeper?
It's the defensively. This is where we struggle, but we are set up more organized, more balanced than we have looked in the last couple of years. So
hopefully, I just realised that Gracie, they're not.
They've turned the corner. The Norwegian team when it comes to this. If it's okay with you guys, let's just do a quick presentation of the Norwegian team. So. By the way, Stu. Let me just bring this up because I want to finish with this topic on Harry Maguire before we move on, because he made a statement after the he comes in and say I was confident I could play another if I could play a major part of this summer for my country after the season I've had. I've been left shocked and gutted by the decision. I've loved nothing more than putting that shirt on and representing my country over years. I wish the players all the best this summer. So again, he's shocked and gutted. And he was confident making that squad. So again, even Harry Maguire didn't see this coming.
No, and that's not a PR stunt either. That's a a worded document by himself because it lacks flair. There's no flair attached to it. There's no creativeness attached to it. It's just a very, very plain statement that a ordinary person would write.
Yeah, but that's Harry Maguire for you. He's very down to earth, very balanced as a person, as a human being, and it's kind of sad for him. This is his last chance. He will be way too old.
He's done now.
So again, he put in a. I think maybe this has been one of his motivations. Just to play on and do his best for Man United this season. So again, but as Johnny Kermode said, it's also a good thing. The players will be rested, they will be fit when we start the season, and everything will be decided in the first 6, 7, 8 games. If we lag behind after that, the season is gone. So
you're not catching up. You don't win your first 4 games. The chance you win in the league impossible.
Yeah. But again, I feel sad for Harry Maguire, and I think he's one of the better centre backs you have for it. So again, he should have played maybe. Let's go to the Norwegian squad. Give me a second, and I will just bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up, old friend.
Yes. So this is the squad. I'm just gonna make it big enough for you guys so you can read it out. You probably know, not only half of these players, but we have in goal, we have Ørjan Nyland, Egil Selvik, and Sander Tangsvik. Sander Tangsvik is the Rosenborg goalkeeper. Nyland is playing for Sevilla in the Spanish Primera, and Egil Selvik, he plays for Watford. And also we have defenders, Christopher Ayer, we all know him from Brentford. Fredrik Bjorkan, you remember him, Stu, the fullback for Bodø/Glimt.
Unbelievable.
Fullback, but again, he's in the squad.
Jesus Christ.
Henrik Faulkner, he plays for Viking in Norway. So Hjalmar Malmin probably knows him. Sondre Langås, he plays for Derby County. Torbjørn Heggem, he plays for Bologna in Serie A. Marcus Holmgren Pedersen, he plays in Turin. And Julian Ryerson, we all know him. We have been linked to Julian Ryerson. He plays for Borussia Dortmund. He's one of our better players. He has had 15 assists this season for Dortmund in the Bundesliga. So he's quite strong. We have David Møller-Wolfi, you know him from Wolves. And Leo Ostigard, he plays for Genoa in Serie A. He used to play for Napoli. You've probably seen him playing for Napoli in the Champions League. And also then you have in midfield, you have Osgard, yeah. He's actually, I think he's English. He's born in Britain. He doesn't even speak Norwegian. He plays for Glasgow Rangers. And you have Fredrik Osnes. He plays for Benfica. He did really well this season in the Champions League for Mourinho. Patrick Berg, the midfield maestro of Bodø/Glimt. Sander Berge, we all know him. Fulham. Oscar Bob, Fulham now. Jens Petter Hauge, Bodø/Glimt. Antonio Nusa, Leipzig. Andreas Schjelderup, he plays for Benfica. Same, he had a brilliant season for Benfica under Mourinho. Morten Thorsby, he plays for Cremonese in Serie A. Christian Thorstvedt, by the way, he's the son of Erik Thorstvedt, the Spurs keeper. I don't know if you all remember him.
We remember. We call him Thorstvedt. We do. That's
Eric the Viking. He plays for Sassuolo in Italy. And Martin Ødegaard goes without saying. And in attack, we have Haaland, Strand Larsen, and Sørloth. So this is the Norwegian squad.
You're going to play with a single striker. You're going to pack the midfield out.
No. We always play with Sørloth on the wing. In Wharton.
Oh, okay. So what's interesting for me there is your midfield absolutely is so better balanced than ours. It's untrue. Now you've got Martin Ødegaard, who could be could play. I mean, Jesus, if you saw him in the last game, he was picking up the ball as a 6. He was allowing Rice to play as an 8, and he was picking up the ball at a 6 and switching with Rice brilliantly. So You've got somebody who will take the ball deep, move it up to a 10. So we'll play a 6, drift through the 8, move it up to a 10.
Yeah.
Deliver to Haaland, deliver to Sorloth, and fucking hell. Strand Larsen's no slouch in front of goal.
No,
He's not
it's
brilliant, but he's
really
no slouch in front of goal. And then you've got Oscar Bob tricks on the one side. Sorloth cuts in on the opposite side. You've got Patrick Berg, Sander Berge. You got to really.
We won't see Oscar Bob and Antonio Nusa play on each side. They both are very attacking flair wingers, dribbling wingers, but it's unbalanced. So you will probably see on either of them. Most likely Antonio Nusa, and we also have Jens Petter Hauge. We have three flair wingers. Who can come in and do a job.
Is you've got a team that is so balanced in the middle of the park, and that's why you're only picking a small number of attackers. You don't need them. You need 2 or 1 focal point, because you've got everything else in behind them. And if that single focal point, Jarvis, was Haaland, say, Haaland gets injured, Sorloth. By the way, Sorloth scored something. What did he get? 18 goals last season?
Yeah.
Probably even more, And then you've got, Larsen. He can, if it comes to shove on a tight game, Larsen gets in with a header, he's probably scoring. So you've got, in my opinion, you've got a much better, a well-rounded midfield, and I can see why you've picked that midfield, because that is a squad. What I'm trying to say, sorry guys, I'm mincing my words.
Looking for words, yeah.
Now I'm going to be a bit more focused. That squad, not only is it balanced, it gives any manager in the world, whoever took that hot seat, the freedom to play any system you want. Any system whatsoever. It makes no difference how you play. Very dangerous. That's what I was trying to get at. That is very dangerous. With England, the starting 11 picks itself. No chance with that, because I could probably pick 3 teams with my limited knowledge of Norwegian football, and the back 4 and the goalkeeper would stay the same, Jarvis, but I'll be able to mix and match as much as I wanted to with those middle 3 or middle 4 or middle 5.
It's a good point you make, Stu, and I think the squad is strong. That's what I'm saying, and we also have the X factor with Sander Berge. It's Odegaard and both Sorloth and Haaland, I would say. So we have match winners. Even on a bad day, they can just bring some magic, like for 2 minutes, and we can win the game.
Exactly
so again, this is the strength. The problem with Norway this season is we have France in our group, we have Senegal in our group, and Iraq. So again, at least two of the games are extremely tough. I looked at that the Senegalese squad, so massively good.
They
have so many big, strong players. We all remember Koulibaly and Sané, Mane, but those are getting older. They have a younger generation coming up, and they won the AFCON. So again, they are not going to be an easy game. And the France team, they go without saying. I think they are the big favorite going into the World Cup with their front line, or you can say the front 3 or the front 6. They can mix and change whatever. And
you've got that time. You've really got
but
you I get. I understand what you're saying about the French. Yeah, I get that. But
so the sad thing for Norway is our group is so strong, so we will most likely be out of it before it even begins for real. Maybe we'll go to the next stage, but then we're out. So again, I'm not super optimistic before the World Cup, but again, you never know. It's a tournament.
The World Cup is awesome.
Anything can happen.
Having Maguire not being there, obviously I'm dampened. My spirits are gone. I'm deflated because Big H should have got. If we won the World Cup, he's going to walk up. He's going to push Harry Kane out of the way. Get out of the way, son. Real men pick up the trophy. There he goes, and his big fucking head. He'll stand on his head, no problem, wouldn't he? And he'd put his arm around everybody. He's got the World Cup on that fucking massive head of his. It's been a dream. Is that your kid?
Yeah, that's the kid. This is the old one. This is the old one. This is the new one.
Let's have a look. Zoom out, old friend.
Yeah.
So we can have a look at it properly. That's nice. Didn't Finland do that once? Have something similar.
Finland have done this before. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's growing a little bit, but it's not my.
You're buying it? You having it?
No. It's like super. It's like £120. It's like
we've got the same in the UK. Yeah,
so expensive. £120 for a shirt. It's a rip-off.
What do you goal? Who's going to be your starting goalkeeper?
It's Nyland, the guy who plays for Sevilla.
Okay, and he's good.
There were no room for Nikita Haikin, the Bodeglimt keeper. We have talked about him a little bit. He something happened and he couldn't. He wasn't eligible to play for Norway, even though he got his citizenship. Because there were some rules that he had to have the citizenship for a certain amount of time before
you can be considered. Okay, I like it as well, Daz. Me and Daz both like that kid.
Yeah, cool.
By the way,
cool.
When you talk about Sevilla, I'm going to have to give Mark Goldridge a bit of credit. By the way, today I saw a bit of a clip, and he actually deduced. Fair play to him for deducing it. But old Emery, Mr. Unai Emery, has won his 5th Europa League with different clubs. But he pointed out that Villa appears in 3 of the club names.
Say again,
Villa appears in 3. Sevilla, Villarreal, and Aston Villa. I thought that was quite cool. I don't normally like Goldbridge, but Goldbridge, I know you watch us, so big hello to you, mate. Fair play to you for that, because I thought it was quite cool. I didn't pick up on that.
And by the way, I don't know if you saw the last show. I introduced Mark Langridge as Mark Goldbridge by a mistake. I rewatched the show afterwards, and then suddenly, did I say Mark Goldbridge? Oh.
Yes, you did accidentally, but I just thought I was quite clever to pick that up because I didn't pick it up, and I don't think anyone would.
We have a super chat coming in from Bilal. Thank you so much, Bilal. I saw it, but I needed to finish his resume and then
Bilal.
Coming in and say, should we treat the Brighton game as a friendly? That's a good question, but for me, it's the Premier League. I think we owe the fans, the players owe the fans, they owe all of us. We put a lot of effort, a lot of the away fans, the Manchester fans, traveling all that way to watch the game. It's a Premier League game. It's not a friendly, and we should pick a strong team. We should definitely pick a strong team. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd love to see.
And also, Brighton is in the competition for Europa League spots and Conference League.
So our problem's going to be that we've got a duty of care to the league. We've got a duty of care to everybody else because Brighton are in with a shout of European football. Bournemouth, I don't think they can get 5th. From what I can gather, but if Villa were to lose, Liverpool were to win and overtook Villa, but Bournemouth won and stay 6th, they'll make Champions League. So it's for some teams like Brighton. If we were playing Wolves, Jarvis, I'd say put all the under 18s out and under 20s.
Yeah.
Go and have some fun, lads. Go and have some fun. Go and enjoy it. But no, we got a duty of care because we can't put a team out that's going to get turned over comfortably because other teams will raise an eyebrow. So no, I think we should put a strong team out. But I don't think the likes of Shea Lacey, for example, if he started Jarvis, would harm the team. I don't think Heaven harms the team. That type of thing. Yoro won't harm the team. So bringing in Obi won't harm the team. Thwaites definitely won't harm the team. We know that because he's a great player. I would 100% give Bayindir a send-off final game. It's not really going to kill, harm the team. So that's what I would do. I would play a strong team, but mix and match it for sure. Yeah. It's a good point, actually. It really is a good point. But we want, we're crying out. Fans are crying out, aren't they, to see Lacey, Jimmy Thwaites, Fletcher twins, to get a game. They're crying out for it. And Brighton's the time to do it if, but as long as we do it correctly, we do it right. Because we can't take the piss out of the league. It's not fair. And you've got to bear in mind, Jarvis, say, for example, there was a six plus goal difference, say, between Brighton and Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And Brighton beat us 6-0 because we put out a weak team.
The academy players or whatever. Not
fair. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair.
We got a red membership. We got a red thing here from Rushy. Mono.
All the super chats from Bilal, super chats from Grace, and the 10 Tactical Devils memberships from Rushmano. I just want to play a jingle and show my appreciation.
Jarvis, that means we can afford to have a beer after.
Woohoo!
Now, on a serious note, guys, your donations are brilliant because what it does, Jarvis uses it for our software.
It's just to make the channel go around.
We use it for the software. We don't. We
still lose money on doing this, but again,
we don't make any money at all. So please don't think that we do.
I appreciate and love all the donations you guys can give us. You don't have to if you don't. Can't afford it. Or if you can't, you are supporting a good thing. The community. Because I put all my money back into the community on your guys. So let's just play the. What do we want to see? Let's do the Carrick. It's for you, Rushmano. Thank you, guys, for the 10 gifted memberships. Stu, you can read them out, or should I do it?
If you've got them ready, because I'm an amateur. You're the
yes, I have them. Of course, I have them ready. I have my.
I'm the amateur. You're the pro.
Okay, we have Muhammad Ali RV2XG gifted a membership. Big up, Muhammad Ali, and we have United for the win FTV. We have Giavellini and Luan France. Big up, Luan France. Good to see you. And I saw you in the chat on the last show. Good to have you back, Luan France. I hope you're well. You hope you're well. All the way in Canada. And we have Vic11 UK got a membership. We have Mark O Glazes out 611. We have Lemon Jellyfish and M1ND Funk 234. What a name. We have Raven Strip 7651 and Dino Boy 9930. Big up, guys. Big up. And remember to thank Rushmano in the chat, live chat, for that gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Rushmano. You are a legend. You are a legend. And by the way, I heard Rushmano have had some problems with his X account. It was hacked, by the way, and this is what happens. Rich lost his channel, Rushmano lost his channel, it got hacked. I hope that everything sorts itself out and the channel will be up and running again. But if it's not happening, Rushmano and I are working on something for
the
future of the Tactical Devils. Wink, wink. So. Hopefully we can get that to work out and get your X account back up and running again.
Tommy Porter, Tommy P. He's well happy. Tommy P is well happy.
Big up.
The big news is that Jarvis has had enough of me and he's kicking me off. And Rushmano is back in. He said, I've had enough of your stew. He phoned me up the other day. He said, enough's enough, mate. You've got to go.
I'm ruthless when it comes to this.
He is. He's ruthless. You're just not good in it. You're not cutting it, kid, is what he said. And I was quite happy when he said kid, because that was it.
She was 10 seconds late on our last stream.
Unacceptable.
I'm not having it. You're out.
Unacceptable. I was gone. So this goes. No, but stay tuned because the thought process is going to be quite exciting. So please stay tuned for that.
So yeah, big up, Rushmano, big up, Rushmano, 100%. Yes,
Oh,
guys.
excuse me. Can you tell Wiki off? She was half
Vicky,
listening. Half listening. TUChel.
you can't
Achoo.
half listen. This is the thing, the kids today, we always multitask. People can't watch a movie, they can't watch a series without like scrolling up on their phone. This is why we do like 2 hour content, 2.5 hour content. People can just half listen for 2.5 hours. When Stu speaks, it takes
Yeah, no,
forever,
it takes forever.
never gets to its point. It's
That's another
but
reason why I've got the boot. You talk too much.
nah. You're brilliant, Stu. I couldn't have done it without you. That's just the truth. And yeah, guys, we have done the Norway squad, we've done the England squad. We talked about the controversies, but let's just take 1 minute and talk a little bit about Kobbie effing Mainoo and how he turned around his season. We said so around Christmas time. Forget about it. You will never be in the England squad. And now here he is.
Mm.
How could this happen, Stu? How could everybody be so wrong? And especially, how could Ruben Amorim not see the player that was in there?
Yeah, look, we don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, when Kobbie puts his book out, or Ruben puts his book out, or somebody puts their fucking book out, it gets serialized, and it could well be that Ruben saw Kobbie as problematic. Maybe he just wasn't training, maybe he was late, maybe there was too much influence around his family members, and Amorim wasn't having it. And maybe it was affecting his game, and so Ruben didn't want to risk that. He had 2 brilliant games when Carrick came in. Carrick brought him straight back in. He had 2 excellent games, and I thought he dropped off a cliff again. I thought he just did for 3 or 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden, the light bulb moment attached. The World Cup is on the horizon, and maybe Tuchel's phoned him up and had a word in his ear and said, "Look, listen, fella, you don't start turning up in games. You're going on your holidays in the summer, pal, because you're not coming aboard the plane, and you won't be in the squad for the World Cup." Whatever's happened, whether he somebody got hold of him, whether a player got hold of him, whatever happened, we are now seeing the true Kobbie Mainoo, and the true Kobbie Mainoo is starting to dictate football matches. I think a fully functioning Casemiro and a fully functioning Kobbie Mainoo has been the highlight, plus Big Harry Maguire, Aiden Heaven. They've been the real highlights of the season. The second half of the season, same with Cunha, and Buemo kind of has dropped off a cliff. I think he's played too much football personally.
Yeah.
The same with Ahmad. I think they just haven't recovered from the African Cup of Nations. Simple as that for me. Vicky, what's on Wiki? What's happening here? I don't know. Dear me. And I think the problem that we've got that he had is he couldn't find his identity again. I think he lost his identity, and I think it became problematic. So I'm very pleased that he made it. I don't see him as a starter anyway. Although it's worth pointing out that Anderson and Mainoo played together on more than one occasion for I think it was the under 18s or the under 21s. So under 18s it would be. So I think ultimately something was awry, whatever it was with Amorim. Amorim didn't like him, or he didn't like Amorim, or something wasn't clicking. And Carrick made that one of his big things, wasn't it? If you remember David Moyes, is it Moyes come in and drop Beckham?
Yeah.
Carrick has come in and brought Mainoo back. It's one of those big grandiose moments, isn't it? So I'm quite happy that he's gone, and I think he'll make a big difference to the squad, and he improves people. A good Mainoo improves people. But unfortunately, you've got Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson. I mean,
it's a strong midfield, but again, it's a long tournament. You have to rotate a little bit. There will be bookings, yellow cards, suspensions, and before you know it, Kobbie Mainoo is a starter, and he could be the one bringing England to the final. He could have could have an important role in this TUCHel squad.
Yeah, I think he will do. He's going to play games out there. I don't think he starts the first game. I think we know the midfield three who it's likely to be. So I don't think he starts, but ultimately he'll get some games out there for sure.
Yeah, he will. But it's good that we at least have one Man United player in the squad.
It's terrible, isn't it?
And we have Rashford, and he's had a
we've
brilliant
got
season for Barcelona, and even Rashford could do bits for this England team. In form, motivated. We know there's a player in there, and
Barcelona players have come out and said they want him to stay, haven't they? Frankie De Jong, amazing. I still forgot he still played. Wanted him to, wants him to stay. He says he's earned the right to stay. It'd be churlish of the club to remove him or not. Would we matter? Would it bother us if he came back? I don't know. I mean, we'd just have to deal with that as and when we decide to. Davey is off his rocker completely. Yala, you're both right. It's unbelievable. This what's happening. It's crazy. Yala.
I don't know if you just tuned in, Yala. I just presented the Norwegian squad, and a quick retake for my fellow Norwegian Jarle Malmin, as you saw. And we have a Viking player, Henrik Falkner, coming in, and it's a strong squad. No, maybe the Bodø/Glimt centre back should have been in this squad. He did brilliant in the Champions League, but he's not. So again, but I think it's a well-balanced squad, so I'm happy with it. As a Norwegian, I'm happy. Other talking points. Luke Shaw dropped. Lewis Hall dropped. Left backs. Talking about left backs. Is this a good thing for us? Is it the chance that we can actually get Luke Shaw in for pre-season? No, Lewis Hall in for pre-season if we're going that way?
Well, look, if we're in for him, then yeah, absolutely. If you're in the World Cup squad, it gets announced tomorrow. You may see some of those players not appearing for Arsenal, not appearing for all their respective clubs.
We know that Casemiro is not playing the last game against Brighton.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
that's official from today. Carrick promised that the last game of Old Trafford was his last game.
Yes, that's right. So it could well be Kobbie Mainoo doesn't turn out for Brighton for the Brighton match, and he's gone on holiday today.
Yeah,
I would like to see that. Harry Maguire, I'd like to see him go on holiday now, to be honest.
Yeah,
but again, we got to play a strongest squad, so we don't.
He's only had 2 holidays so far this season, so he needs another one.
He needs another one. Big slab. You're carrying that fucking head around.
Yeah, but he needs to work on his tan. His tan looks a little bit bleak. After a couple of weeks back in Manchester. So
Yes. I see there's been some couple of comments have been scrubbed. Thank you very much, moderators. Anyone who's new to the channel, if you're going to come and post stupid comments, do it elsewhere, please.
No. We are a channel for the adults. People have adult conversations. It's brilliant, and we have the best moderators out there. So I'm so happy, and I trust you guys to do your job. So thank you so much. Jarle comes in and say, I did expect to see Tripic from Viking in that squad. Ooh. Yeah, he's their best player. None of you know his name, but he's been playing his socks off for Viking. I think he has like 15 assists and 15 goals so far in 6
He's passed the ball 15 times, has he?
Yes, he's passed the ball 15. Yeah, well, he has a special type of touch. He has that. He puts the wide side of his foot and curls it in a way with that banana dink. So again, it's very, very good. But that was probably the biggest letdown that we didn't see Tripic in that squad. But I think he was fighting with Hauge again. So
well, yeah, but you're gonna have an 8-man standby list, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you'd expect him to be on standby. Standby is a bit unfortunate because you can't go anywhere.
No, that's the thing.
It's really unfortunate.
You want to be on the standby, you know. You're either good enough or you're not.
Unfortunately, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Trevor comes in, big up Trevor. He say TUCHel has gone down in my estimations with the leaking of the squad. He's another yes man.
Yeah, mine too, Trev. He's gone down in the squad. Who do you think? I can't look past France, to be honest. I think they're I think they're a really, really, really good outfit. Spain.
We say Spain, Brazil, and Argentina. If you count those in,
I think it's going to be European. I think it's going to be a European country that wins it. But Germany will be tough to beat as well. They're a decent side. Germany, they'll be tough to beat. But I think it'll be a European country that wins it. Although, depending on heat, you wouldn't put it past the. I don't think the Brazilians are good enough, but I definitely think Argentina have got a chance.
Don't you trust Big Carlo, the Godfather Ancelotti with his cigars?
Of course I do. You should be walking through the doors of Old Trafford. As simple as that. Period. After the World Cup, he should be coming through the doors. The red carpet should be laid, and the big fella should be coming through the doors. We know we signed a new contract at Brazil, but you can get people out of the contract. We've elected not to go or even look at Ancelotti, Jarvis, and we've gone for Carrick. So I won't get over that in a hurry, because I think that option was the best. You've got to be brave, and I wanted to talk about this very, 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 very briefly. I don't want to harp on about it because what's done's done.
Yeah,
but I want to point out that Real Madrid, when they saw there was a sniff of getting Mourinho back, didn't fuck about. They went and they got him. They looked at what he's done at Benfica and they're right. It's time for you to come back. We need somebody like you who can sort this squad out. Somebody, Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius Junior. They're not going to get away with it under Mourinho. They're not going to get away with the shit that they've pulled this season under Mourinho. It won't happen. And you need that type of manager.
No, Mourinho doesn't give two fucks, when it comes
doesn't give two fucks. Yeah, and this is the thing. Our players, they want Carrick, with all due respect, because Ancelotti won't put up with that shit. He won't put up with Bruno fucking throwing his arms out when he gets fouled. He won't put up with Ahmad going off the boil. He won't allow fucking Kobbie Mainoo's brother, if he's dropped, to stand around the stadium with fucking t-shirts. He won't allow that.
Do you remember when he brought Mkhitaryan in from Borussia Dortmund? He was superb for them in the Bundesliga. Came into Manchester United, played him a couple of games in the 10th position, and then dropped him completely. And he swapped him for Alexis Sanchez in that January.
Yeah, we know all about that, but they don't fuck about. Managers like that don't piss about. And that's look. Anyway, I don't want to go into it because we don't know the virtues of having Carrick for a full season. We don't know the virtues against it, but we don't know the virtues of having him. So.
Yeah, but again, France, Spain, Argentina, massive chances. Do not discount the Germans, and I would also add Brazil into all of this because you can never underestimate Brazil. And they have players like Endrick. He's been doing bits for Neymar in the French league.
Leon,
yeah. So again,
Neymar apparently kicking on.
But speaking of players, who do you think will shine in this World Cup? What type of players do you think we can see? Is there any outsiders, or is it the good old ones that will be?
Do you know what makes me giggle mostly about World Cup and players that shine? They're always shite afterwards. Toto Scalacci.
Yeah. Or the guy we signed, the guy, the Czech guy with the long curly hair.
Well, he was in the Euros, but
Poborski.
James Rodriguez from Colombia. Scores that great volley, and fucking hell, Rodriguez! Wow, we've got to get him. Players, they have a great World Cup, but they can't do it. There's the devilish tacticals. I know there was a brilliant Russian in USA '94, scored 5 goals. His name escapes me.
Salenko,
Salenko. Paolo Rossi. He had an okay season after, didn't he? There are certain players that. that just don't really kick on from the World Cup.
Belly. You remember the belly when he scored that goal?
Yeah. There are certain players that don't kick on. So I never. I always find it comical that we must buy him. Look at it, what a fucking tournament! We must buy him, and I'm thinking, okay, never really happened. So
I'm not sure if Hendrik is in the Brazil squad. I haven't seen.
I think he made it, didn't he?
You read it out the other day. Neymar is in the squad. That's the only way I took. The only thing I took from that. Yes, every Norwegian player is going to shine. No, I don't. I think we will be like Haaland and Odegaard. That's like the two that will shine, because it's a big occasion. A lot of these Norwegians, they play for small clubs. It's maybe the World Cup is too much for them.
I'm pretty sure Hendrik made it. I'm sure he did. I remember him doing it. But Neymar's made it. But
versus Hendrik's in.
Yeah, I thought he would be. But apparently Neymar is back to something like his best, his Barcelona days, apparently. Lost a load of weight and he's got back to playing football and he's made it. Because he was, it's the first time a player like Neymar was actually wondering whether or not he was going to make it or not.
Yeah. But,
he
came in on the expense of João Pedro,
João Pedro. So that's unfortunate for João Pedro. Really unfortunate for João Pedro. But Mateus Cunha, the man, is in.
Cunha, Bruno.
Absolutely brilliant. So yeah. Look,
I want some proper number 9s to come through. See a rare beast now. Yeah. See my rare. Yeah. I did. You never seen the proper number 9s anymore.
Well,
besides, Harry Kane. Is he a proper number 9? Yeah.
No, he's a 10 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's more of a 10, yeah.
It's because the magical Pep Guardiola, fucking prick. Apparently he changed football. Did he? Fuck.
It's Linus Mitchell, by the way. It's not Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, but he never changed football anyway. Oh, we played with a false 9, as if nobody's ever done that before in the history of the game. Come on. Alan Ball, bearing in mind, was one of the very first players to wear white football boots. That was in the 70s. Late 70s. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. Ask Trev. Trev was a teenager in the mid 70s.
Trev is apparently injured now, so I don't know what's happened to Trev.
Trev's injured, is he? What
yeah. No, they're just bantering in the chat.
Yeah, they're bantering each other. But Trev will tell you, he was a teenager in the 70s, so he remembered Alan Ball with his. But the funny thing about Alan Ball, he had white football boots and ginger hair. Absolutely amazing. But no, but that was the thing, you see. All this Guardiola nonsense, and this is what makes me laugh about football, and how it's changed. I was having a chat with the lads a few weeks ago now. And I've done it. I've spoken about this before as well, because I had a chat. I talk about it all the time. Can you tell me a goalkeeper that didn't roll it out to a fullback in the 70s? 60s, 50s, 80s. That's what they did. So it was their own way of playing out from the backside. When people, when they're talking about Guardiola leaving, he's changed the face of football. Has he? Fuck. He's changed nothing. He's got. Yeah, he has. I agree, Mikey. He has. He did something, or he tried to do something different at Barcelona, supposedly by playing Messi as a false 9. Wow, never been done before.
No.
George Best was an 8, 10, and a 9 because he would pick up the ball as an 8, drift into a 10 position. Oh, and lo and behold, score a goal in a 9 position. And anyway, what do I know, Jarvis, my old mate? What do I know?
Yeah, we both.
Yes.
Are getting too old.
Did you see this? Did you see this? This is there's a little bit of that going on today.
Rashford to Real Madrid? No, I haven't read about it. What's going on? Who's reporting it?
Is it I don't think it's true, because Mourinho is obviously back at Real, isn't he? So there was a potential that I did see some of that. So I don't know.
I hope we can get some money for that's actually one of the topics I wanted to talk about. So let's just do that right now, because there was a good segue. Because this came out, let me just share it, that Manchester United could, Manchester United could raise a minimum of £104 million through sales of 4 players this summer. It's Ugarte, 20 million, Rasmus Højlund, who's already sold £38 million, Marcus Rashford, £26 million, and Andre Onana, 20 million. So we're talking about £104 million. That's, I think that will be massive on our window.
If you got 20 million for Ugarte, I'd be happy with that. Fucking hell, Jesus.
I think more 15 million euros.
I think you might get. I was going to say you might get 20 million euros for Ugarte. Anana, you may get 20. Isn't he playing in the Turkish Cup, or did he play in the Turkish Cup?
Trabzonspor, that's his club at the moment, wanted to prolong. Onana wants to stay, but they are talking about, the latest report I read today was they are looking at a loan deal to prolong a loan for another year.
I'd take that. I wouldn't have too much issue with that.
No.
Oh, no problem with that. If they want to prolong the loan, Jarvis, your chances are you get them to pay even more of his salary.
I think this report came out yesterday that Trabzonspor president Ertuğrul Doğan say, we want to extend Andre Onana's loan for another year. He's a player who provided excellent support in the development of the young players behind him. So
that's good for us. That means chances are, Jarvis, you get them to either pay 70%, 80% of his salary, or even 100%.
He's on £120,000
well, they can
a week.
They can afford that. They can afford that.
But so, I don't see us getting £20 million for Onana. I think that's wishful thinking.
No, but if he stays and we loan him out and they cover his whole salary, then it's no skin off our nose, is it? Because we're saving on his salary. We
will save his salary. That okay, we can pay 20k a week for Onana, and they can pay the rest. The remaining.
That's what I mean. It's that with them wanting to do that, it puts us in the driving seat when it comes to bargaining chips.
It's £5.2 million, saved.
Yeah, if you want to do that, do you pay salary? Up to you. Otherwise, we're selling him. Up to you. So that's good for us, Alice. I'm pleased about that.
Yeah, I like this report. I always thought that this Onana thing, because Onana is a stubborn guy, he could come back and believe his own hype and think he would fight for his place, and be a starter. So again, I'm happy that probably this solves itself out. But again, going back to this Ugarte, £20 million, not going to happen. There have been some links to Galatasaray. Juventus has been sniffing a little bit on Ugarte. Yeah.
I mean, if we can get, we're going to get the 26 mil for Rashford. I mean, it's cheap. I mean, Barcelona would be daft not to pay it.
Well, if Barcelona, they have rejected the buyer clause. I think that it's past the limit for the buyer clause.
Well, he won't be coming back, Rashford.
The obligation to buy or whatever, So again, if Real Madrid comes in, that will be wonderful. Maybe we can have a bidding war.
Well, I would imagine Marino's looked at. I would imagine Marino's looked at it and thought, I've worked with him because he was playing. He played well under Mourinho, didn't he? So.
None of us rate Onana, by the way. That's
nobody does. No.
And Gore is heading out the door, and on a free, maybe we'll stay at Rotherham now that Steve McLaren is joining him. Yeah, that's interesting. I always rated Dan Gore, but again, it's a tough position to come in as a youngster, and I think it's good enough, but he needs more time, more years, and he can't stay on the loan forever. He's got
to find a home.
Yeah, he's got to find a home. That's the thing. Yeah, we agree. Vicky Onana should go away.
Darling, he's fucked. He should go. Yeah. Trev, latest news on the mighty Tipton Town is we are in the Cup semi-final this weekend. So
really,
hopefully on Jarvis Corner Monday night, I'll be telling you that we've been knocked out, so I can have a rest. No, I'm only kidding. Well, it's been a long season. I feel knackered. I feel absolutely knackered. I've had a few injuries this year, and it's not been great for me. But if we get through, I will let you all know, and hopefully we will do.
Yes. So with that £104 million, we could spend that on signing players. And, this came out earlier today, and Manchester United are confident of signing both Tonali and Ederson. This is coming from Di Marzio, the Italian guy who used to be someone 10 years ago. And also he was completely wrong saying that Ten Hag was going to be sacked the day before the FA Cup final. If you remember Di Marzio, he dropped that bomb right before the FA Cup final before we won against City. And, believe it or not, Ten Hag stayed in his job. So again, I don't trust Di Marzio one bit. And I don't know.
Funnily enough, but yesterday we were closing in on agreeing personal terms with Elliot Anderson, remember? So
yeah, but it's different outlets. But again, Di Marzio, I don't trust him. I don't think. But one guy I do trust in Italy, with working with Mick Ruby and all of this. Manchester United are pursuit of Ederson began over a year and a half ago, and we know that Alfredo Pedula has been talking about Ederson all the time, and we know that Man United have scouted him deeply, and we are I think we like what we see when we look at Ederson. It's always been the price that have been putting us off, and now we are talking of a price of is it £38 million? I believe.
Yeah,
I saw Fabrizio reporting earlier today.
Something like that, yeah.
No, it's actually less. It's 34.5 million plus a further 4.3 million in add-ons. So this is the price we are negotiating for at the minute. So he won't be the most expensive player to bring in, Ederson. So again, do we trust our scouting system? Do we trust? Is this Vivell or is it Woodward?
I don't know. Look, my question to you and everyone else is, why has he not moved?
Well, the transfer window isn't open yet, so that's why.
No. Why has he not moved from Atalanta? If he's that good, why is he not moved? Why is he not at Juventus? Why is he not at Napoli? Inter? We've seen his heat map. We know he gets across the pitch. We know he's a central player. We know he's good. He's a good, solid player. He'd be brilliant.
He's a Brazilian. He's solid, but he's not
at a good amount of money. But why hasn't he moved? He's been at Atalanta since 2022. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So why is he not moved? Why now? All of a sudden, is it time to buy Ederson? He's been talked about for 4 years, not just by us, but by other clubs, and yet nobody's put a bid in that's either tempted him, tempted Atalanta, or it's nobody was interested in him. So I'm just wondering why now for us? Look, for me, there are certain players we should be going for. We identified a midfield trio ourselves when we were looking at scouting reports, and we were looking at the way that we would be more balanced in the middle of the park. You like Sangare, for example, Tchouaméni.
Yeah, we haven't been linked to Sangare once.
No, we haven't once.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, Tchouaméni, we have been. I think that'll change now that Mourinho's gone in. I think Tchouaméni will probably end up staying, and I think Camavinga will be the fall guy, to be honest, at Real Madrid. Now, if there is to be a fall guy out of those two, it's more likely to be Camavinga.
But this is the reason, Trevor says Ederson have told them he will not sign a new contract.
Well, I mean, players can say that, but you've got to have somewhere to go. We knew Casemiro would end up at Inter Miami, and it's likely he's going to end up at Inter Miami, isn't he? I don't know. Look,
but this is the Fabrizio Romano report. Sorry, Stu, but it's saying new contacts will take place in the next few days on Ederson's future with Manchester United's interest. And he's one of the names on the club's shortlist for midfield. Ederson will be open to joining Man United. I think that's an important thing, when it comes to our negotiation powers. I think we spread ourselves out on every midfield target that's out there, and try to fish a little bit to see who's interested. And we want players who want to come to Man United. We knew this when it came to Mbumo, same with Cunha, same with Sesko, players who wanted to stay and be part of this project. And it's not about money. So again, maybe Ederson is one of those who wants to join Man United. He's not here for the big payout. He wants to be part of building a future in the club. So maybe he has the right attitude. Maybe this is what we have been spending the time and scouting, So again, I think this is something, maybe. And Atalanta asks for around £45 million, but as you heard, 34.5 million plus 4.3 in add-ons. So maybe it's a deal that we can make. Maybe not the highest salary. Maybe you're talking about 120,000 a week. And, it's not too shabby when you look at it from a financial perspective. The question is it good enough? And will he take the Premier League? Because the Serie A, it's a level below. We know it.
It doesn't excite me anymore. A couple of years ago, I was quite happy with him. It doesn't excite me anymore. I think there's better players out there. We should be focusing on. I understand the casting your net wide, and if he wants to come, he wants to come.
Yeah.
Is he better than João Gomez out of Wolves, for example? Is he better than Mateus Fernandes out of West Ham? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
If he's one of three and he's an option at 45 mil, 40 mil, and he's one of three, then yeah, because he does get around the park. But so did Sofian Amrabat, by the way.
But the thing is, as I said, the reports from Di Marcio, in Spain in Italy saying that we are going for Ederson and Tonali, and he knows the Italian players. He have his network of agents and intermediates, and all of them,
Yeah, Tonali, I've got no
lawyers.
No problem at all. I didn't. That is true. I didn't fancy him for Fortnite. You're absolutely right. But I would have Belabor. I'm quite happy with that. I've got no issues with Belabor. But if we're going for Anderson, Ederson, there you go. Did Ederson make the Brazilian squad, by the way?
I can't remember the Brazilian squad, but I don't know. Someone can check it out. You guys have all the answers, but for me, I'm a little bit disappointed if you sign Ederson. But who am I? Maybe the scouts know better than me. I'm open for that. How absurd it sounds.
I think he's made the World Cup squad. I think.
Okay, Ederson, the goalkeeper, did.
No, I know, but Atalanta midfielder Ederson's late edition. Oh no, hold on. I don't know if he's made it. I don't know. We'll have to try and find out.
And Rosmano makes a good point. Lots of quality players not going to the World Cup.
Exactly. No, there are. There's tons.
Now, yeah. Well, would you rather, let's say, haggle for, let's say, Elliot Anderson and whoever we have been linked to, rather than, let's say, we can get Tonali and Italy is not going to the World Cup. We can get Tonali and Ederson in June the 1st.
Yeah,
and be a part of the squad already. What would you prefer, Stu?
I think you got to. If you had a sniff of Anderson, you got to wait for Anderson. You have to.
And risk the chance he's not picking us. And
yeah, you just have to. Yeah. Or you set that money aside and you try and get him. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Vicky comes in.
Look, Ederson doesn't float my boat this time.
No. How much money do you think United will have to spend? In total, yes. If I understand your question right.
Well, Vic, I came out a few weeks ago and I said £500 million. I think we got to reshape the squad to tune £500,000. £500,000, £500 million.
£500 million, yeah.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. That's
400,000, 400 million.
About 500 mil. But we need to do what Liverpool did. Liverpool paid, 450, 470 mil. We need to do something very, very similar. To really be, and we won't do that, by the way, but we should have got in a serious manager and spent half a bill to get us back where we need to be. We are light years away from City. We're light years away from Arsenal. It's been a really poor league this year. And what did we finish behind City? 10 points? Something like that. I don't know what we finished behind. And it's been a poor season. Arsenal are only like to get 85 points. It's been a poor season and we're still 10 points behind.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. So, to me that says it all. And 10 points is, you're not going to get 10 points back in 150 million quid. Well, you won't. You won't. You don't. It's going to take you more money to do that. Tonali's rated at 80 to 100 mil, and Rashmano said, Yala was saying we're walking away because we're balking at the Anderson put cost of about 100 mil. So we're not going to get Tonali at less than 100, surely.
Stu, I'm just checking a couple of things. This report also came out tonight from Centre Devils. I'm not sure who's the source, but again, Centre Devils, they always have confident, good sources. So saying Man United confident of signing Sandro Tonali and another Serie A midfielder, probably the same source. So maybe this is Di Marzio again. But again, what I'm trying to say is, if we get, let's say we spend 100 million on Tonali, 40 million on Ederson, only spend 140 million on 2 midfielders. And there was also some rumors today and late yesterday on what we can say is the third midfielder. So we are linked to Hayden Hackney again, and that
that's the character,
and that other young championship midfielder, what's his name? Shea. You know who I'm talking about. Southampton guy. Yeah, Shea. Guys, help me out.
Shea, yeah. Is it Shea Johnson?
Shea Johnson? No.
Was it Shea Johnson or something like that? Him anyway. Shea Charles.
Shea Charles. Yes. Him. Thank you, guys. So let's say we get in Hackney or Shea Charles as our third midfield option. So we end up with Ederson, Tonali, and let's say Hackney.
Yeah.
Is that an underwhelming midfield summer transfer window, or is it something that we could actually go with? A midfield 4 of Mainoo, Ederson, Tonali, and Hayden Hackney?
Well, it'd be underwhelming for me.
Okay.
I got no problem with Hackney coming in as or Charles as coming in as fourth choice midfielder. But if you're going to get Tonali in, you've got to get a proper hard tackling midfielder in. Somebody who specialises in that area as a 6.
Yeah. We know that both Hayden Hackney and Shea Charles are not tackling machines. They are not. No.
That would be quite underwhelming for me. But ultimately, it depends what else they want to do. With Mourinho going back, I think the chance of us getting to Amani were slim, very slim. Lewis Hall at 55. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I would go with Lewandowski. I said to Jarvis last week, we deserve better. Why don't we try Lewandowski for 12 months? Why not? Why not? Hackney, Hackney at 35. Anderson, it's not a bad shout. All of those.
No,
but I don't think you get Tuamani. I don't think you get Tuamani.
Neither do I. But if we could get him in, he will be a tackling machine. But again, it's a Spanish league. It's not the same as the Premier League. Again, the tempo is higher. You will have to run more. You have to be faster. You have to read the game better. It's. I'm not saying that the Italian Spanish league is slow by no means, but it's not the Premier League. Let's just see. I want to talk a little bit about the report that came out with the academy players. The there were some rumors yesterday and today that Carrick is going to pick a younger squad for the. This is the report, so let me just read it out, bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there on transfer rumors you would like to die about Manchester United? You can't say Kylian Mbappe. Stu?
Not really. I mean, Kylian Mbappe doesn't kind of do it for me anyway.
No.
At all. I don't get it. I don't get all the hype about him. I never got it with Neymar either, to be honest. When you look at that type of play and you look at Ronaldinho, for example, you could see it with Ronaldinho. You can kind of see it with Messi, see it with Maradona, you can see it with Best, you could see it with Henry, you could see it with Cruyff. You know, you could see it with all these players. Kempes, you know, back in the 70s, they got this. They were brilliant footballers, but they got this aura about them. I don't think Kylian Mbappe is. I think he's a fantastic footballer, but he hasn't got that aura. I don't see him being in that one. So a transfer rumour back in the day, which would have absolutely, if it come off, would have made my world, would have been the R9 from PSV. For, I think it was as little as 9.5 million. That would have made my world. That would have been the greatest transfer in Manchester United's history. Cantona would have struggled to live up to that. Cantona was a genius. So he would be the one that would like, wow, you know. But I couldn't, you know. Mbappe just doesn't. I just don't see it with Mbappe. I really don't. I just don't.
No. Okay. But let me just remove this, bring this up. Yeah. So Michael Carrick confirms there will be some younger players in the Manchester United squad on Sunday. It's an opportunity depending on how the game goes, because we got some really good young players we want to try and to take the next step and give them an opportunity. So is this from a PR perspective, or do you think this is because Carrick wants to see them, how they take the next level, or is it just to get some new players into the squad, and, you know, for Carrick to say, I play young players? We know Mourinho used to do this. And
well, I think there should be a mandate anyway that you have to have an under-21s player on your bench for every home game and away game, and you should change it. It should be a different player all the time, and the reason for that is they get squad involvement. They understand the match day, the processes. Then they're going to hope of getting on, but they look around and watch how, you know, their so-called heroes do it, and they don't do it. But it should be mandated for me that at least one under-21 player throughout the season. There's going to be 60 games. An under-18s player should be on the bench and watching it, been in and around the first team and understanding what it's like to play at the very, very highest level. When we go away in Europe, you know, these young kids should be in and around it. And it won't help their schooling in football. You know, the biggest problem that kids have got when they get on that pitch and they get a touch, it's great. If they've only got 5 minutes, it's a 5-minute cameo. They don't learn anything by taking that pitch for 5 minutes, because chances are they won't even see the ball. And when they do, they'll play it simple, which is what they should do, 2-3 yards, and then wow, I got on and played for Manchester United's first team. But we don't want to see you for 5 minutes, because 5 minutes is no good to you and it's no good to the first team. We want to see you for 20 minutes the next game, you know, 30 minutes a game after. So they should be training. They should be integrating training a lot more. I know Carrick seems to have done that. He's brought a lot of the youngsters over for first team training. I advocate that they do that. They should be playing against the first team in matches more and really understanding, because, you know, today's modern football, without the benefit of reserve team football, they're not playing against bigger men. Now, one of the biggest problems we had when City beat us in the Youth Cup final the other week was they were bigger than us. They were bigger and stronger than us. We were a better footballing outfit than them, but they were bigger and stronger than us, so they knocked us off the ball. We don't build our players up. We're not a big, strong team. Bruno is not big and strong, is he? You know, when you look at it.
No, we're not the most physical team. Yeah, as you mentioned, we saw the Manchester City Youth Cup final.
Yeah,
They look
bigger than us.
like men against boys again.
Yeah.
Besides,
we were better than them.
Kobbie.
Technically, we were technically better than them.
Yeah.
JJ Gabriel,
as you see here, he's mentioned as one of the guys who can come in and play.
Lad. But even
he scored a brilliant goal also in that final, and I think he's 196 centimeters. That's like 6'5" or something.
But they're bigger than us. Physically stronger than us. They weren't particularly taller than us, but they were physically stronger than us. And we must do that. So I advocate it. I think there should be 4 or 5 of the lads on the bench who you play. Give TUCHel Malacia a run out. For the last game of the season, give these players a run out and get them on the bench. Make sure though that we respect the game and respect Brighton's position in the Premier League. But I want these players to go on. But moving forward, there should be mandated that even if you get an extra sub each, you can't use him. They should get that experience because I think it's massively important. But again, when we think about our first 11, it's disappointing to see that we've only got maybe 2 or 3 English players in our first 11.
Yeah. But the report, as I said, came out from Nathan Salt, and saying Jim Thwaites and Kukonki are both expected to be involved in the final match of the season against Brighton. And I'm very excited. I want to see Jim Thwaites in this type of level. It's very hard to see if it's good enough when you play against 18-year-olds. Now when the tempo is higher, do we have the composure when the pressure is on? Do we know how to handle the ball when, let's say, what's the name of the guy who's been linked to us, the Brighton midfielder,
Baleba.
When Baleba comes pressing him, can Jim Thwaites do anything on the ball? I want to see this. I want to know more.
What about when Van Hecke comes squares him up?
Yeah. But the thing is, I want to see, because it tells me if I can see Jim Thwaites being composed, doing the right things, because I know his technique is brilliant. If he can do that in a game like this, I would be tempted to say, give him a chance next season, because there's something there. He don't need alone. He's good enough already.
Yeah. But Obi had that problem when he came in earlier on in the season. He came in 3 times. He looked like an 18-year-old.
He did. But that's what I want to see. I want to see, can they sink or swim? Will they sink or swim?
Got that Max Diamond over at Arsenal. Arsenal are doing the right thing with him. They're putting him on the bench. He's in and around the first team all the time. He's not playing with the 18s anymore. He's not playing with the under-21s anymore. He's playing with the first team squad. And he comes in and he got his goal, but he's been in and around the team. So if he starts next season when he's 16 or 17, however, I don't know how old he is, he's ready-made to go. We've got to get these players ready-made to go. None of our players are ready-made to go because they just go back into the 18s and the 21s. We've spoken about it so many times. The inadequacies of youth football is terrible in the Premier League. So our club should be looking at and doing stuff. I know you've got safeguarding issues and all this nonsense. Max Diamond has to have his own changing room. Can't go in with the first team because he's too young, and all of this kind of stuff. So, I've got no problem with that safeguarding. His parents have got to be with him, etc. I understand all of that. But you've got to take the boy out the shell and grow it into a man. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. It just isn't going to happen for these players. So I agree with you. If Thwaites plays or Lacey, I thought Lacey was okay, but he got bundled over against Spurs a couple of times. Bang. What are you going to do? You're going to get up. You're going to roll around and cry. Lacey got up, if you remember.
He did.
He got up and got on with it. Thwaites will probably do the same. Get up and get on with it. Heaven done the same. Had a terrible 10 minutes against Chelsea. First 10 minutes when he came on. He was brilliant for the remaining 85 minutes. He was absolutely brilliant. That's the type of character we're looking for. And I want to see that. So I think it's really good. I'm pleased about it. I am. But we've got to do something to help these players now a lot. Because they've got to be playing men. They have to be playing men. So yeah, I hope they do, and it'll be great. I think Lacey might get a run out.
What about JJ? No, he can't play this season.
Can't do it. Can't touch him. He's 15, I think.
No, he's still. I think he's 16 now. But again,
16. But no, we can't. We can't play.
No. This. Yeah.
I mean, look. The bits I saw about him. He got. Every time he had the ball, he had 2 or 3 City players around him, and they absolutely sandwiched him, didn't they? They crushed him. But fair play to the kid. He didn't moan once. I didn't see him moan once. I saw him get up and get on with it. And I like that. But he needs to do that. And, and you're right. Thwaites is going to take the ball. What happens if Baleba comes crashing into him?
This is what I want. I want to see it. I want to see what Thwaites is doing. If this happens, this is the most interesting things when it comes to this. Stu, let's see if I have anything more on my list. No, I don't. We talked about the academy players, money coming in to Nali, Ederson, Shaw, Maguire dropped England. Only this comment, someone mentioned something about Maguire is too slow and.
Yeah, I saw a couple of comments that Bilal had taken him.
But I just want to add on this and ask you a question, Stu, because maybe Thomas Tuchel have seen something that Carrick hasn't. Maybe he just have seen that Maguire is getting too old. He's too slow. He's not the type of centre-back I want in my team. I want us to play with a higher line, and I can't do it with Harry Maguire. So again, maybe it was a wrong decision of Man United giving Harry Maguire an extension, another year.
Well, Stones hasn't got any pace. No, he's been injured for best part of the season, hasn't he? Centre-back play is not all about pace. It's a common misconception, It's a common misconception. You got to be quick as a centre-back. You don't. Steve Bruce wasn't quick.
Yeah, but it was a different time. Again, I think pace is more and more important, even for centre backs, because of the high line that every team is playing. Because teams need to be compact as a unit when you press, when you defend.
Yeah, but if you position yourself right, pace isn't the killer. If you position yourself correctly, if you understand your opponent, then you can offset pace sometimes. You really can offset pace. I mean, I'm not quick by any stretch of the imagination. But I know how to play the opponent because I watch him. I watch and see what he does. I watch him all the time and have a quick look and see what he does, where he moves into, see which pocket he's going to take up. And when he takes up that pocket, I'm there because I know where he's going. So I'm going to make him think. So pace isn't everything in centre half. The other thing is, it's a squad game. The World Cup is all about a squad game. We talked about Mainoo before. It's a squad game. What if Stones can't continue and you bring in Kwanzaa and Kwanzaa's absolutely shite because he can't head the ball? You tell me out of all of those, including Gay and Stones, who's better in the air than Harry Maguire? None of them. No, Dan Burn isn't. He's big, tall, and lanky. He's good in the air, but he's not better than Maguire in the air.
No.
So there are kind of elements too.
Well, I'm not saying, because I'm just asking the question because I know that most of the centre backs that we rate, the best centre backs in the Premier League, they have pace. Gabriel and Saliba, and all of these, Van Dijk and all of them, they are not slow.
I know, but
probably the fastest player in the Premier League is not Van Hecke, but
Van der Ven.
Van der Ven, yeah.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, if you allow yourself to get caught in a high line, then you're out of position anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you always have the pace to.
You're talking about turnover, and if you haven't got communication between you and your goalkeeper, if you turn around and say, "Look, I'm going to push up 10 yards. I need you at the edge of the area, please. I need you there. Why? Because if I get into a foot race, I'm going to make it. I need you there to help me." Communication is good. So there are ways to negate pace, and I agree.
Yeah, I don't say it's the be all and end all. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying maybe Tuchel relies on pacier centre backs in the way he wants to play, and he don't trust Maguire to be that
No,
guy.
I don't know.
Obviously, he didn't pick him, so yeah.
No, he probably doesn't. But at the end of the day, if we concede headed goals in the box, then he might reconsider what he's doing. So no, I know what
this is a good point. Maybe picked him just because of the versatility.
But he's not versatile. Though. The problem is he's not versatile. He isn't that versatile.
So he can play as a striker. That's the thing. He's versatile.
Well, he can do everything, can't he? But to me, if you're Lewis Hall and Dan Burns in the squad above you, it's like, fuck me.
Big up, Armand. Big up.
I'd give up the game if I was Lewis Hall. Completely give up the game. So
Neil Driscoll is in the house too. A lot of people tuning in, guys. If you haven't, please do us a favor, smash the like. It's so important, the algorithms and all of that. Yes, just smash the like. That's all we ask for. Do we have time for a couple of questions? We have been doing 1 hour 45 minutes, so 10 more minutes. A couple of questions. We have four questions in here that we haven't answered. So, yeah.
What do we start?
And also, if anyone can tell me what I saw Yala talking about something about Maguire's mother.
She's just tweeted something apparently.
What's that all about?
Yeah, she's had a bit of a meltdown over it as well.
So
is the England squad confirmed? No, it's tomorrow. I'd imagine it's tomorrow lunchtime, but I don't know the exact time. But it's tomorrow that it comes out. Does. Right, what do Yala say? Which fixture are you looking forward to apart from your country's fixtures? I haven't really studied the fixtures yet at all. So I don't know is the answer to that for me. Let me put it up on my lappy.
Let's see the World Cup groups. Group A, we have Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, Czech. Let's see if we can just get the
Czech Republic, Canada,
tables. Yes. So Stu, here we go.
Format schedule.
Yeah. So we have Group A. That's Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czech.
Boring.
So nothing in that group that I look forward to. So the other group is Canada, Bosnia, Switzerland, Brazil, Morocco. Well, Brazil, Scotland. That would probably be a good match.
It would have been in the 70s, yeah.
Yes.
USA, Paraguay, no. Germany, Ivory Coast will be Germany and Ivory Coast will be a very good game. That'll be a very good. So will Holland, Japan.
So Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia. So yeah,
Holland, Japan. That'll be a good game. Nothing from Group G.
No.
Nothing from Group H either.
Spain, Uruguay. That's
France, Senegal. Will be a good game.
And the group of death, that's Norway's group.
France, Norway. I think France, Norway will be a very good game, but I think France, Senegal will be a belter.
Yes. France, Senegal. That's yeah. And I will show you the Senegalese squad. I have it here, but let's just do this part first. And then you have Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Nothing.
Nothing.
Portugal, Colombia. Maybe that's a good game. And then you have England's group, England, Croatia. Yeah, England, Croatia again, but we've seen that game.
We've seen that so many
times.
Yeah. So many times. We always get Croatia, or we always play Croatia. It's I mean, the group
actually Norway's group that's have all the good games. It's
going to be the best group. Yeah, that's going to
France, Norway, Senegal, France, and Senegal, Norway. That's 3 games there.
I hear Iraq no mugs.
No, that's true. That's true. We have Iqbal playing for Iraq.
I hear they're no mugs.
No, yeah. So again, let me just show you the Senegal team. These guys are no mugs. So you have Mendy, Diouf, and Diav. All of them playing in France, and you have Al Ali Mendy. That's the goalkeeper. Defenders, you have Sarr, Chelsea. You have who else? You have Diatta, Monaco. You have Mendy at Nice, Koulibaly. Kamara, Diouf,
yeah.
the West Ham fullback. We all know about that one. They have a Gay, Everton midfielder, Kamara, Sarr, Diarra. Wow.
They're a good side.
And from Bayern. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a good side. Nicholas Jackson, the legend.
And the legend himself, Nicholas Jackson.
Mane.
And Everton and Dyer. Yeah.
Ismail Assar.
Yeah, Sarr.
Ismail Assar.
Sadio Mane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, strong team.
What a size, yeah.
That's a strong
Senegal, they're going to be tough to beat, though.
It's a good team. Yeah. You know, that's why I'm so pessimistic on Norway's behalf. Yeah.
If you could pick a wildcard country, Vicky, then Senegal would be my wildcard country. Looking at that, Senegal, that's my wildcard country, my darling. 100%. We got one more question, old friend, and that is it's a good question as well, from Wendy.
I have a couple of new ones coming in too, so yeah.
So Wendy says, under Sir Alex, a big part of United was grooming academy players to go into the first team squad. What's happened? Now we are selling those players. Barcelona has done that and saved a lot of money. So basically what's happened, Wendy, is the demise, and I keep going on about it, I'm like a broken record, of the reserves. You've got 18-year-olds playing 18-year-olds, 21-year-olds. That's the maximum age, apart from one over-age player who's a player coach. You're not getting the physicality, you're not understanding the speed, and you're not being able to grow and develop as a man playing men's football. It's a real problem. It's been that way for a long time, and it'll continue to be more difficult moving forward. I think it's difficult to groom a player now. Groom 2 players, groom 8 players, groom 6 players, like we've done in the past. And we got this record, haven't we, of playing a youth team player every season. But it's becoming more of a problem, I think, for us. It's a noose around the neck.
Always a homegrown player in the match day squad. Yeah, that's the record.
It's becoming, you can have a homegrown player in the match day squad.
Yeah, but that's the record, going back to the 50s or whatever,
Right. No, I know it's forever, but you want that homegrown player or homegrown players to mean something, and having a homegrown player in a match day squad doesn't mean anything unless they get on there and they deliver and become a legend of the club, and that's what we need. And we're not making those players anymore, and we're not developing those footballers anymore. That's important for me, because we should. And I go back to our starting lineup: three English players.
It's true.
So we were buying English players. We bought Carrick, midfielder; Andy Cole, best striker; best centre half; Rio, Pallister, Bruce.
Yeah, but again, times have changed. It's everything is more international. So it is what it is. This is the new way, and also I think the financial rules made it difficult for clubs. We have to buy the international stars young to bring them in, because it's too expensive, and we can get them. The financial fair play rules and all this. So,
but all we're doing as a club and as a nation is we're blocking of English players coming through, and again we've got to stop that. We've got to stop blocking English players coming through. As we've said, we've got 2 English players in the World Cup squad. 2, just 2,
and one of them is Rashford.
Yeah, and that's a problem for us, I think, personally. Great question, Wendy. Thank you for that. What we got? Trev says, if you're a reporter at the World Cup, which team would you like to follow around and be a fly on the wall? Oh, mine's easy. Mine's easy.
Do you want me to guess?
Yeah, well, mine's easy. If you want drama, it'd be Holland, wouldn't it?
Holland is always drama. Yeah,
that'd be the place to go, because they'd be scrapping constantly. But the team I would love to follow around is Argentina.
Yes,
that'd be fantastic for me. Argentina.
Not
Holland would be the best place by far, and maybe Cameroon if they were playing in the tournament. That would also be a good one, because they scrap a lot. But I would like to follow, as a reporter, it'd be Argentina.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the teams. It's tough. It's a tough one. Usually, I would pick Italy, but this time Italy is not around. So who do I pick? I kind of agree with you. The Dutch team, Netherlands.
Oh, for the comedy value alone.
Yeah.
Would be the Scottish might be interesting, because they'll be pissed up all the time. Big Super John McGinn. But no, Argentina for me.
McTominay.
Max Orbs. Great question, Trev. We Deserve Better's come in with a question, and he says, would you bring back Rashford at left wing if it meant you could buy Lewis Hall at left back? Wow. I wouldn't play Dorgu at left back again. I think I prefer him higher up, but would you play or rotate Dorgu at left back if you could bring in Rodgers? Interesting.
It's a no for me. I don't want Rashford back because I think we have done that. We tried it. It didn't work. And I don't think Rashford have changed that much. I think when he comes back to Manchester, things will still be the same.
I agree. Yeah. I think he needs to move on. He's done brilliantly for Barcelona. Credit to him. Turned his life around. Loves Barcelona. I think he'll probably make a sacrifice. Well, it's not a sacrifice. I don't know what I'm talking about. He'll make arrangements that he can stay there financially.
But we know the fans will start hating on Rashford again because he will look like he don't care. He don't track back as hard as Mbeumo or Cunha. And then again, people will point out the fingers at Rashford. Rashford will get pissed off, and he will get the tension again. And I don't want that in my squad. So it's a big no for me. It's a big no for me.
Here's one from Trev. Trev says, "Where did you get your passion for football from? Maybe a family member, maybe a play you saw on TV, or watching Manchester United, or something else?"
Yeah, for me, it was definitely Armando Maradona in the 1986 World Cup, Mexico. He was so brilliant, and yeah, that's all I need to know. He made me fall in love with football.
Yeah. Christmas present, the football for Christmas. 1 year, I think I was about 5. I think 4, something like that. 5. It's an old-fashioned Casey ball. They were fucking hard as nails, horrible. They were black and white hexagons. Were they hexagons or? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think they were hexagonal. It's years ago, can't remember. Anyway, I had that, and I used to go out and kick it against my garden wall. And my old man used to go fucking nuts at me. I'll ruin the grass. But yeah, I haven't looked back since. I haven't stopped kicking the ball since. So yeah.
For Neely was George best. For Neely was George best.
Nothing wrong with that.
Stu,
let us know
your honest feelings.
I don't think we should talk about it because we don't have the facts. Because
well, we do know the official a guy involved with the Southampton coaching staff, interim or whatever you want to call him, someone who was on the.
But he was on a golf course.
Was on the ground at Hull.
He was on the golf course. He was on the golf course adjacent to it. He's on public land or land that he's able to be. I don't particularly want to comment on it because I don't know.
We saw the pictures. He was hiding behind a tree. It looked suspicious. And there are rules against this.
There are rules against it, but I've got absolutely. You can fly in the UK. Okay, let's put it this way: you can fly a drone in the UK, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Under 250 grams, if it's not going to fly, no-fly zone or an exclusion, and you can reach over, you can fly a drone. And nobody can do anything about it. It could be you, me, it could be anybody. Now, the guy's an idiot for doing it. The manager's an idiot for doing it, for the transcript that's come out. They're all morons for doing it. They've cost the club absolutely millions. They've cost players a chance to play in the Premier League. They've cost players money. They're all morons. But the fact is, if, by all accounts, he was not on Hull's property or not on wherever the training occurred, they weren't on their property, then there's nothing anybody can do about it. And that's the harsh reality of the way we are in the world today, because all over the world, you've got people with fucking cameras, shoving them in people's faces on a day-to-day basis when they're going around trying to do their work, and you've got all these fucking morons putting it on social media, flying drones. I'm going to fly a drone whether you like it or not type thing. So anyone could have gone there, stuck a drone in the air, and there's nothing anyone could do about it.
No.
So I just...
Yeah, but it's not very sportsmanlike, respecting your opponent, trying to make it a fair playing ground and all of this. I agree, everything gets leaked. We know the squad, England squad, it's official tomorrow. Everything is leaked today. It's just how the modern world is. But again, working for another team, spying on the opposition, how thick do you have to be? Because, it's the end of the season. You have 46 games of video footage you can analyze if you want to know what your opponent is bringing. Why is it so important to see one training in the last 72 hours before the game? How much more do you need to know? For me, it's
I think it was a piss take.
I can't even say how thick you have to be to do a stunt.
I know, that's what I mean. That's why I think it was a piss take. I think they sent him up there as a piss take. I mean, by all accounts, he was on the golf course, wasn't he? He was on an adjacent golf course or something along those lines. Yeah. So, but like I say, you could chuck a drone up in the air. It's honestly the way that the world is at the moment, with fucking cameras and these people that go around, these children that go around shoving a camera in your face and spying and hiding and annoying people, honestly.
But do you think that the punishment was excessive?
How do you measure it? That's the thing. How do you measure it? For the players,
maybe has a 20-second clip of a corner set piece routine or something.
Well, for the players, Southampton players, they've been denied the opportunity to play in the Premier League. So they could probably sue for loss of earnings for a start. They could probably take the club to the cleaners for loss of earnings. The Southampton are going to have to compensate the playing staff. They're going to have to make a decision on what they do with the manager, because apparently it was down to him. Hull hadn't got a fucking clue who they were playing until last night. So they didn't know who they were playing until last night. So that was Wednesday night. So they've got a match this weekend, and they play Middlesbrough. I presume we're training. I don't know. There's going to be all sorts of lawsuits going on, and because the money.
But shouldn't they just solve it and play a rematch then? Deny Southampton the opportunity because of one guy not high up in the hierarchy.
I think what they should have done. I think actually what they should have done is promote Hull.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, it's not Middlesbrough were knocked out.
Think of all those players getting punished because of this.
Yeah, I know. Middlesbrough have been knocked
so hard.
Yeah, Middlesbrough lost over 2 legs, so they're out the equation. They're done. They're gone. They're finished. Yeah. Southampton were caught cheating. They've been kicked out. They're finished. Hull get promoted.
Okay.
You can't. Here's the funny thing, though. You've lost a semi-final.
I love this comment.
It's true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Yeah. But you've lost the semi-final. You lost the game over 2 legs. You didn't beat Southampton over 2 legs. You're finished. You're out of it. You're gone. You're on your holidays. Southampton were then caught cheating. Throw Southampton out. Fine. Hull should get promoted. If Hull don't go up, then I think it's a travesty, quite frankly. Middlesbrough are gone. Middlesbrough got nothing to do with it. They're out of it. They're gone. They were beaten over 2 legs. That's it. I'm sorry, you were beaten. Southampton have been kicked out. Hull should automatically go up. They can't send them up because it's money. This is all about fucking money again. It's a money spinning thing. Can't do it. We can't not have the most watched game of the season, which is a championship playoff. I feel so sorry for Hull. People say, well, why? Because up until Thursday or Wednesday night, they were planning to play Southampton. Now they've got a plan to play. It's not fair. It isn't fair on Hull. They're not putting the game back because they can't put it back. Middlesbrough were out and now they're back in. Middlesbrough go up to the Premier League. Hull are like, what have we done? I don't know. It's if you do it, if you remove Southampton, you shouldn't play it.
No.
Or get Millwall back in, but they've lost. So why should you get Millwall back in? They were beaten as well. It's all match. Agreed. It's match fixing at its best.
Danby says Hull should be promoted, in my opinion.
That's exactly
he agrees with you.
That's exactly what I think. I think Hull have done nothing wrong in this. It's not fair on Hull, and I'd imagine they're probably searching the legalities, Jarvis, about if they Hull lose to Middlesbrough, it's going to be absolute. And Middlesbrough, by the way, thrashed Hull 4-1. I think Middlesbrough beaten Hull twice. Not that it matters.
But my point is, I just think that the severity of the punishment is too much. 10, 15 seconds of footage or whatever. A couple of set piece moves doesn't affect the game at all. If you know the game of football.
Well, I don't give a damn that
it's just bullshit. I don't care. What are we making the game right now? They should get a slap on the wrist. Maybe they should get a fine, like £100,000 a fine for breaking the rules. But expelling Southampton for this,
what they should get,
I think it's too severe. It's too much.
Well, it's the biggest fine ever imposed on a football club.
Yeah,
because although they haven't actually fined them the money, Southampton lost out on 100 million quid. It's the biggest fine ever.
And because of a video snippet. Then you have teams like Manchester City cheating the Premier League and other clubs for millions and millions.
Well, this is what people are saying
year after year, and they don't do nothing.
Well, this is what people are saying.
It's the bullshit of the game. That's the thing.
This is what people are saying. Southampton have got kicked out, and yet we still don't know what's fucking happening with Man City. But yet Southampton were done in the space of 4 days. Or whenever it was, 4 days, they were done. But I can't remember what happened between Leeds and Derby. I don't know what happened with Bielsa.
They weren't against the rules. I think they slapped a fine, £200,000 fine,
something like that.
But Southampton unsportsmanlike behavior. But after that, they wrote it in the rules that you're not allowed to film the opposition team's training in the last 72 hours before the game.
So effectively, it's the biggest fine in football history, 100 million, because that's what it's cost them. So, in my opinion, Hull should go straight up, and no pissing about. Because Southampton, and not only have they lost out on that, then I promise you now, the agents will be going to the board saying you were potentially cost. If you're put it this way, right? If you've got a clause in your contract as a Southampton player that states if you get to the Premier League, you get a 20% rate pay rise. If you get to the Premier League, they got to the Premier League final, the final of the Premier League, you're going to have to pay these players, surely. You can't, honestly, the mess that this has left is terrible. What about Middlesbrough?
Yeah.
Hull. If Hull don't go up, they're going to sue somebody. They're going to sue Southampton, I would imagine, for loss of earnings. I don't know. I mean, it's the biggest mess going. It's terrible. It really is. It's terrible. It's endless about what could happen. It's the most stupidest fucking thing going. Anyway, I said I don't want to talk about it in 20 minutes.
No, it's a good debate. I don't know enough about it. I don't know all the details. None of us do. So again, it's just opinions. And I just want to, before we go to Wicky's question, I just want to read out a couple of comments because people have a lot of opinions on this. King Carrick says, if you ask me, it opened a can of worms, and all the teams has to do in the future is to pay someone to spy on their own training. So, there are ways around it. As you said, you can fly a drone, you can do whatever, So yeah, it's not the smartest and biggest heist you can do, by sending one of your own staff.
It's 100 million heist. Is what that is. It's 100 million heist. Amazing.
And Jarle also say not only did they get banned
4
from
points.
the
I forgot about the 4 points.
-4 points can cost them next season also. Yeah. So again,
I forgot about the 4 points. So I mean, I would imagine they lost the appeal last night. So
Southampton went on a fantastic unbeaten run, and now
correct. Nothing to do with an iPhone. Totally agree, Dave.
Neil agrees with you to say Hull City should be promoted. Yeah,
it should be. Hull for once. I mean, they totally are the innocent party for this.
Yeah, and again, my take. King Carrick agrees with me. I think we should. I think it should stay as it was. Just fine them. Yeah.
But the problem is you can't fine them 200 grand if they're going to make 100 million. The disproportionate,
Well, I think it's not disproportionate because you have to look at the evidence. What did the video give them? What type of information did they get?
Well, they've been found
Did they
guilty.
get the starting 11? Did they get a corner kick, a set piece routine? Did they get a throw-in routine? Did they just saw which player who was available? What type of information did they give them, and how much did they benefit from that information? And then you have to
they've been found guilty.
Decide on a proper punishment.
They've been found guilty. So clearly, whatever they've done, whatever they've captured, has deemed enough for them to win the game. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
And also, they get punished more than City's 115 charges.
Well, we don't know about that, do we? I mean, I would imagine it's likely to come up at the end of the season, but it's a mess. It's the biggest. It really, really is a fucking mess. This is honestly. If Jarvis, if Hull don't go up, they're likely to sue Southampton for loss of earnings. If Middlesbrough go up, if Middlesbrough don't go up, I don't know what their position is going to be.
No.
Will the FA manipulate the game? Will the FA manipulate the game so Hull go up anyway? Fucking hell, you told me. To the second, actually. Yes, he is. Yes.
He's injured. Yeah.
Right.
So, again. Let's go back to the question. Interesting debate, guys. We need to follow this up on the next show and talk more about it. Yeah.
Question on the Manchester United pre-season: which game would you cancel and replace with a local home game? Who would it be? Me? Yeah, I wouldn't play Wrexham either. Fuck that. I don't see why we're giving Wrexham airtime, sweetheart. That's all.
No, we played Wrexham a couple of years ago in the States with the under-18s and some of the first teamers. I remember Hannibal maybe had a good game that game. Yeah,
he did. Yeah. I would cancel Wrexham. I don't know why we're playing Wrexham. I don't see the benefit in it.
No, it's all about TV money. Maybe we get another.
We'll get on that TV show. Won't we?
Extra. Yeah,
we'll get on that TV show. What is it? Welcome to whatever they call it. That stupid fucking thing. Trev says we got one more. Actually, before we do that, we did talk about that in the beginning of the show. King Carrick, it's an absolute disgrace. Tuchel doesn't know what he's doing. Hasn't got a clue. So I think I might go to the FA tomorrow and get him to sack Tuchel and then put me in charge, and I will reinstate Sir Harry Maguire because that's the right thing to do. Last question from Trev. I always like Trev's questions. And he said, if you had to name a cocktail after each other, what would you call it? For me, Stukini on the beach. And for Jarvis, Astley on the rocks. Very good. Very good. What would I name?
Stukini. I love Stukini. Yeah, that's
Stukini is very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I? I would call Jarvis something like too smooth to groove, because he's quite smooth, isn't he? And he's got that groove looking around. And Jarvis's cocktail would be, I'm going to go with a gin-based cocktail because I like gin. So I'd go with gin with a little bit of juniper, peppercorns, crushed ice, fresh lime juice, and lime kind of pith in there.
Hendrix?
It's got to be a Hendrix. Has to be a Hendrix. Yeah, it's got to be a Hendrix only. And then topped up with a nice little bit of grapefruit juice. So gin, grapefruit, but lime flesh and peppercorns. That's what. And too smooth to groove. That would be mine.
I love
very good though, Trev. Zucchini is very good.
I love this one. Jarvis hot chop.
Hot chop, yeah. The Jarvis.
Some kind of tequila with something, yeah.
Yeah. It'd have to be a fiery. It'd have to be a fiery tequila, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, it was very detailed.
Oh, Daz
you have to write down the recipe, Yeah.
Daz is falling asleep. Bless him. Daz, we'll be back tomorrow night. Might be tricky for me, so it might have to be Saturday if we're going to do a preview.
Maybe we can do something Saturday, just a quick preview
have to be a quick one,
on the game. Yeah.
Stew on the beach. That's a good one, King Carrick. Stew on the beach. Yes.
Yeah.
I like that one. Stew on the beach. Come on then, Jarvis. What you got for me, kid?
I'm not very creative when it comes to stuff like this. This is not my strong side.
No.
I need time to think.
Well, I've got one for you then. You ready?
Yep.
Stoutful stew, because I like Guinness.
Ooh, yeah.
Stoutful stew. So it'll be something like a Drambuie based coffee liqueur cocktail, something along those lines. Stoutful stew.
Your favorite American brew is Coors. So again,
I like Coors, yeah.
You talk about Guinness all the time, but again,
I do like Coors.
Bomb by saying you like Coors. So
So if it's really hot, Guinness it doesn't mix. You can have a real nice cool Guinness because it's quite heavy. You need something light, and Coors is quite light, so you could do something on Coors, yeah. Oh, Vicky's come up with a beaut. The tipple of Tipton. Tipple of Tipton. I love that. The tipple of Tipton. Absolutely. What else have we got there? Yeah. And Wendy's likes the show, which is great. I like that one.
Wendy. Thank you.
The tipple of Tipton. Stoutful stew. I quite like that. Stoutful stew.
Stu, before we end the show, I want to show you guys a short clip from today's football practice with the guys. The weather is beautiful, and I want to show you the areas, the training areas where we train. So just a little footage and the insight of the life of Jarvis up in the north. This is from today's practice. This is afterwards. So see, the weather is nice. This is there's young Philip. I encouraged my players to stay on afterwards and train. And there's a game going on in the background. So
I love your goals. I love your goals. They're rounded at the top and drop down. They're quite cool.
Well, those are the small ones for the kids. Yeah.
Quite cool. Yeah. Ours are a little bit more upright, they're quite cool. There, I like Philip's long white socks as well.
Yeah. Played with the Barcelona shirt underneath today, So I told him to put his training top on.
Yeah, is that AstroTurf or grass?
It's AstroTurf. It's AstroTurf. So there's 4 pitches up there, So it's just a small one, 7 aside.
Yeah, changing rooms to the left, are they? Or
changing room to the left in the indoor arena. Yeah, to play in the winter time.
Trev says that's more like you being Southampton's Spygate.
Yeah, I imagine this is the type
it.
of footage you get from this, and gives you nothing.
When you say nice weather, what was the temperature?
It was 22 plus degrees outside, so it was quite nice. Yeah, today was the warmest day of the year so far. So no, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby.
No, it's quite nice. We're going to have a supposed heat wave in the UK this weekend. Let's hope not, because the mighty Tipton Town need to win the semi, and we can't do that if it's too hot.
Yeah, well, it was a good practice, and we played the game yesterday. We lost the game 14-4. It was 10-0 by halftime, 4-4 second half. I don't know what to do. I told my players next time I will tell you have to start in the second half, because they don't show up in the first half.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do really at that age, because Philip's 9, isn't he?
He's 9, yeah. But they play against 10-year-olds, by the way. They play one up.
Yeah. So there's not a lot you can do, really. The best thing to do is, and it's difficult, and I always struggle with Jakey when he was 7 and 8, and his team, it's all about, try and keep possession first and foremost. Don't follow the ball like sheep. Try and stay structured, but they do, and there's nothing you can do. They run around and they love it, don't they? They got the kit on, they look smart. Parents are happy, and in the UK, by the way, I'd always like in Norway, but in the UK, the refs, if it gets like 5 or 6-0, the refs not instructed to, but they're told to be more favourable to the team that's getting hammered, so that they can kind of, which I don't think is a good idea. I think you should take a licking in football now and again. I really do. I think it builds character.
It does, but the players, they were happy after the game because they played.
Were they smiling? That was all
they scored 4 goals. They managed to redeem themselves. Coming back from 10-0 down, at least they play level with the other team, and the one of the biggest problems this season is the physical size. There is a big. I have 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds on my team. You play against 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and last game we played against, they had 2 11-year-olds and at the team. So 8-year-olds against 11-years-olds. So my guys, they are good footballers. Last season they won most of the games by 10 goals or more. So I said, let's try one up. Let's try. Let them.
That's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
It's not about winning 100-0 every game.
Jesus,
it's
going to be doing with that. I much prefer a close game of football. Than if somebody says, "Oh, how'd you get out? We won 5-0." Whoa, fucking easy then. Yeah, you get bored, don't you? You want to win 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. Yeah, well done, Vicky. You shouted him.
Yeah, big up. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Vicky.
So yeah, I think it's good. Fair play to them, as long as they was happy as well at the end. And they didn't.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Leave on a high note. Be happy.
Taking ice cream or?
Yeah, well, they get a big tray of fruits. Apples, oranges, bananas, all of this. We try to keep them healthy. That's a Norwegian secret.
Yes, absolutely. You do that. You do that. You do that.
Yes, Trevor, can you imagine Jarvis after the defeat in the dressing room and he's hitting the flying boot past Philip? He definitely had a hair dryer moment there, but no, not yet. They're too young, now it's just about staying positive, encourage them to do things, not be afraid. And, I want as many as possible to keep on playing football for as many years as possible. No one remembers if they won or lost a game when they were 8. I want them to be good footballers when they were 14, 15, 16 and older. Yeah.
I remember when I was was I 9, 8? When I was 8, I was captain of Lilleshall football team, and I scored a hat-trick against Sheriff Hales, and we won 4-3. And I scored a hat-trick. I was well pleased. I think that was my first ever left-footed strike.
Wow.
as well. Yeah.
I
I think it's a
can't
stat.
even grasp that Stu scored a hat trick. You know.
Yeah, no, could I. That's the thing. I think there's a statue of me in Sheriff Hales because I performed that well. And I'm only joking.
Wow.
I'm only joking. When I was younger, I was quite quick when I was younger. I don't know what fucking happened to me now because I got fucking run for toffee now. It's like my feet are in treacle. I think I'm moving at a rapid pace, but the truth is I'm not. The truth is I'm at walking pace. But I think I'm, I get my head down, I get my fucking arms like this, and I'm fucking giving it the big one.
You look like you're running, but
and I'm doing this. I'm not going anywhere. But I feel like it's the Flintstones, when they're doing that and they're trying to get the car going. I'm doing that.
And then you move.
And I'm trying to get there. I get to the ball and I'm like, cold sweat, No, it's awful. The thing is, you play as long as you can. That's my message. Play as long as you can.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
It wasn't OGs on that occasion. Trev. It wasn't OGs. I might have scored the odd one or two OG, but that wasn't one of them.
But when and if you did, it was only because you sacrificed yourself in the die moment of.
Correct.
Yeah, of the chance, trying everything possible.
Thank you. Thank you. I remember last season was quite funny. I didn't score an own goal, Trev, but it was quite close. The goalkeeper put me on the front post, and he put me on the front post because he was quite an in-swinger, the corner, so coming from the right was an in-swinger. So I was brilliant. So I was about to head the ball, get up and do it. And the ball kind of bounced off my head, hit the post. And as I moved forward, I managed to somehow hold the ball with my head on the post. It didn't go in, but somehow I managed to do that. It fucking hurt as well. It really did. But I couldn't move because if I moved and the ball would have dropped, it would have gone in, Trev, off my knee. So I had to wait for the goalkeeper to get up, and people were, pushing, and it was quite funny, to say the least. But just a short story there for you.
Yeah, well, it's good. Quickly, I just checked X while you were having your anecdotes, Stu, and Centre Devils report this one quickly. Latest transfer news that Man United would be most likely destination for Matheus Fernandes if he were to stay at a club in England, according to Jacob Steinberg. So again, more positives on Matheus Fernandes. It's not just Ederson and Tonali as of today. So that's just a quick.
Joe's got one question for you quickly. Quick question. Sorry, we both did it. Oh, fucking hell. Between you and Jarvis. Jarvis and Stu, what combos would you have played if you had played as teammates? I would have liked to play centre midfield for my old mate, and I would have been his protector. So I'd have gone in, won the ball, dropped it off to Olga Rincha, let him do the rest. That's what I'd have done.
Do a couple of step overs and the Jarvis, the notorious Jarvis chop, and
notorious Jarvis chop. I never would have caught him, Trev, so I wouldn't have been able to go alongside him or even go up for a goal. I'd have won the ball, dropped it off to my old mate, and then admired.
My biggest problem, Stu, is I can't shoot for toffee. I can't dribble. I know how to dribble. I know how to shield the ball. I can run with it, but that's the problem. When I'm close to the 18-yard box, I don't know what to do. That's
crumble. Jigsaw. They call you Jigsaw because you got to pieces. Well, that's the thing about football, and that's why, actually, funnily enough, right, what you've just spoken about there, just briefly before, because we are going to have to knock off. I've just looked at the time, but just briefly, one of my biggest issues about this assist nonsense that's taken over the game over the past few years is that if I win the ball with a crunching tackle in the middle and I pass you it and you run 20 yards and hit a 20-yard screamer, I've assisted, but I haven't. All I've done is give you the ball, but effectively I've assisted. And that's the thing, isn't it? Or you've run from, say, the corner of our box to the corner of their box So you've done all the work. You've crossed the ball. Somebody scores, and it's a funny old one. But I was in my teens. I was a good tackling midfielder. I love. That's why I like a
I reckon you were. Yeah.
Get stuck in there and fucking enjoy it. And the centre half or fullback was always going to be my destination. Fullback's no good for me. They're too fucking quick.
No. When I played the game on 11 side, the distances were too big. I'm a technical type of guy. I like short proximity and all of this. So again, I didn't even really try for real before I got back to playing 7-a-side again, and I did that when I was like 35. So I played like 7 years of 7-a-side. We won we won everything for 7 years. But then you can dribble, you can pass, and basically when you score, you just dribble the ball into the goal.
No, I get.
You just walk it into the goal. That's how you score.
Yeah, but one of the biggest myths in football, by the way, is the fact that just because you could dribble and beat 6 or 7 players doesn't make you a footballer. Actually, the best footballer is somebody who plays it simple and drops it 2 yards because he never gives the ball away and he's always there to receive it. And that's the thing. Grace has made it. Sorry, Wendy.
Playing simple is the hardest thing that is, said Johan Cruyff. Yeah.
Ollie said that sometimes the key assist isn't credited. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the key assist isn't the final ball. The key assist is to find the player in space to deliver the final ball. I totally agree with that, Wendy. 100% agree with it. I really do.
6-7. My kids say that 6-7 all the time. I don't know what.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what does 6-7 mean. I don't know what that means. Isn't that a rapper? 67?
No, I think it's that's 50 Cent. That's 50 Cent. That's the rapper.
50 cents, 6, 7. I don't know what that means. Sorry, darling, I don't know what that means.
Guys, we have to end the show. We are doing 2 hour, 31 minutes. So I just want to quickly thank everybody who's tuned in. Our top contributors today is Grace Sheridan, I Am Titanium, Wittebird, Danny B, Tom Porter, Trevor Wade, Yalamal Mean, Dave, Is It Just Me, Das, Vissa, Nail Brady, Wendy, Gaming Sim, King Carrick, Aman, all of you guys, Johnny Commode, the Wootinator. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Eddie, Football Waffles, Soccer Junkie, Mikey Red, all of you for being a part of the show, getting your comments in. I want to thank Stu, and I want to give a big shout to Grace Sheridan for the super chat. Same to Bilal and the 10 gifted Tactical Devils membership from the legend himself, Rushmano. So thank you everybody. It's been a great show. Afterwards, do me a favor and leave a comment in the non-live section, and you can also hype the show if you have hype points available.
Yes, so, please go and just view 1 minute or 2 minutes on our other channel and pop a like and pop a follow if you can. Subscribe.
Yes, it's Tactical Devils United, not Tactical Devils.
Did you say Vicky instead of Wiki? Come on,
mate. I did. Vicky or Vicky. Or,
no, Wiki.
Now I can't say it anymore. Yeah, sorry.
Can't say it anymore. Oh dear.
Okay, thank you guys. It's been a great show. See you on the next. Have a good one and have a good night, everybody. So bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.